Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
What's happening?
How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Hello, Vlad.
What up?
Dude, I swear to God, I told this to Marcos when he told me you were here on Thursday. I said, that's a Knicks win. You've had a streak filling in for us when you've produced. I want to say you're like 3-4 straight. You've been in after victories. So I thought for sure after I heard you were doing today, I was like, Knicks are taking game one. Vlad's on a heater. Are you okay?
Like the setting, you see my name on the screen right now?
It says 47-year-old Vlad relived 16, 17 years of pain.
No, 17. Well, it should have said 17-year-old Vlad's pain.
Oh, 16, 17-year-old Vlad pain.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was 31 years ago.
Oof.
That was brutal because, first of all, how that ball bounced straight up in the air
It's a ridiculous
to just
shot.
put that extra little twist in the heartbreak,
Oh,
right? And it's not like it just went in. It had to bounce
So high.
over the shot clock, but perfectly so that it dropped dead in.
Yeah.
And to have a guy who's considered in the NBA the most overrated player in the NBA,
According to the players.
according to the players.
I saw a great tweet yesterday.
And he's hosing through everybody.
I saw a great tweet yesterday. I'm sorry I don't have the person who wrote it, but they said they need to release that ballot of who voted for him. We need names
Right.
to who's doing this on the Haliburton
Now-
revenge tour.
Now, being down here, would we not say it's Tatum? That's
The most
overrated.
overplayed in the
Yeah,
league.
Overrated. Because they've given
He's
him
the most thrown in my face.
right, but
for
that's
sure.
that's overrated.
Oh, hello. Bruh, bruh, bruh.
Nah,
Single
we need-
digits.
10:04?
10:04.
Wow.
That means you
Hi.
just had a conversation
Still-
with Lupe
No, I'm gonna tell
on
you
your
what
way in.
it- wrong.
What'd
But
you
I-
hear?
But here's the thing.
Office fodder.
You know what that means, right?
What?
School's out.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Not yet. It's not till June.
No, but school's out. That's
It's
the
next
reason why
week. Next-
traffic
Palm Beach next week's last week.
traffic's done, bro.
Yeah, Palm Beach is done next week. I was like, oh man, you guys get a short week. You get Memorial Week off, but they just had like they're not really schooling anymore. Like testing was last week for everybody. I think the other people I don't know is high school, but middle school, elementary school, they've already done testing, at least in Palm Beach. Maybe like everything's kicked back a week here, but my kids are basically Disney Plusing it the rest of the rest of the school year. There's nothing going on. I can't like losing a game like that. You're up. What are they up 15?
Dude, we were up 14.
14 with 2 minutes left. And Neesmith hits
5.
woo,
5
put him
3-pointers.
in the fourth quarter.
He just got hot.
8
And
of
then-
9.
You missed 12 free throws.
That if you lose this
All
series,
that, Vlad.
Anunoby, that's gonna haunt him.
Well, I'll tell you the two things, Anunoby. This series is over if he just catches the bounce pass from Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
That's a layup,
Yep.
or that's game. That's it. It happens.
It's haunting
notoriously
loss.
happens
It's
to
a
us.
haunting.
They just put up a stat.
Hmm?
Teams up 9 or down 9 with a minute left to go in the game.
Had to be undefeated.
1,414.
Whoa.
Now they're 1.
That's a loss for all time.
Right.
But I'm cool with that.
Are you?
Yeah, because the last time that happened, we won the series still.
Yeah, I get you, man. But this kid, this
Hey,
kid's
I
been
don't-
on a
hey,
heater right now.
Can I just say this? Vlad, if it had been anybody else other than the guy that the players voted as the most overrated, it would have a different feel.
I'm going to
to
tell
it.
you what they're going to do,
It's just
too.
wait a
I'm going
minute.
to tell you what they're going to do.
What?
Game 3, they're lifting Papa's band.
No, they already did. Barkley wants to lift it.
They're going to lift the band because he was at, where was he? At the Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday. They made the poor dad watch. And like, he's going crazy. They have the video come out. The pop that place is going to get in the second quarter when dad shows up courtside. Oh, wow. You guys may have Chalamet, but Papa Haliburton, that's going to get those hayseeds quite excited in Indiana.
Naismith didn't even touch the rim.
No, he was ridiculous yesterday.
No, he was on fire, bro.
It was ridiculous. He had, what do you have, 32? Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, listen, that team is got a lot of firepower. But it is crazy what Haliburton's doing right now. It really is, because there's a lot of great guards left. Every one of these teams has a great guard. You know, with SGA, he got the MVP. Good for him. Obviously, Ant-Man's the truth. Brunson, most clutch player in the league. And I probably think if you lined up all 4 of them, Haliburton's the guy everyone would draft last.
Right.
But the stones on this guy.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
He's just got that X factor. He's just got it.
I mean, he's also really good. Like, guys who are really, really good can have the X factor.
Nah, some guys don't have it, though. Some
Vlad,
guys don't got that stones.
A bum can have the X factor. You got to be a level of good to even be considered for it.
Yeah, but there are guys who are level of good who, you don't feel like will take that moment and rise up and do it.
This is the problem with him. People think he's good. They don't think he's very good. But he does things like yesterday, like he's done throughout the postseason, where you got to start acknowledging that he's actually very good and he's a star that might be heading into superstardom if he continues doing this.
Right.
That's
for sure. I mean, look, you get to the NBA Finals, it's going to be absolutely huge for him. Losses like that are haunting. Like you
do realize who you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. Sorry,
okay.
I apologize.
All right.
That's why I was like, I had no problem coming in.
See, the only thing that I would say.
Did you sleep?
In Vlad's
absolutely, but I have not watched any sports.
Oh, that's a great mechanism,
dude. You know what? Yeah, if I owe myself, whatever. Thank God for streaming.
The difference between my situation and Vlad's, Pacers still got to win 3 more games.
Yeah,
it was done.
It was
over.
Yeah, but but to relive another haunting moment.
Yeah, but
like
the players aren't going to do that,
fam. Like I just told you, 16, 17-year-old Vlad just met 47-year-old Vlad.
Just stared at each other.
They looked at it. Wait, 16, 17-year-old. You say, don't worry about it, old Vlad. In 30 years, you're going to feel my pain.
I'm like, there was my dad argued this morning.
Mm-hmm.
We could tell. I was like, he wanted to use, I was like, I got to go to work. I can't drop you up. No. That was it. That was the argument.
That was it?
He wanted, hey, can I use, no, I got to go, no. Can you drop, no. And then 5 minutes later, how the hell did we lose a 14-point lead? That was the argument. Like, there's been silence, just silence.
And the thing about sports is this. And here's how you can separate some of the great players from the really good players. They get a feel sooner than other players of how this game is going and do something about it, right? And what I would say is there's been so many times where the star on the losing team has been having a free-for-all and being able to score at will. But then you get into those moments where the other team starts coming back and they think they can just keep doing what they've been doing, and they don't adjust to say, okay, let me get to the rim, or let me do this, or we need a bucket here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what hurts. That's what hurts these comebacks, is that everybody just continues to do what they're doing and not realize that, okay, we need this right now. And that's what I say it about Jimmy. I say that about Tyler. When you've only scored 8 points in a quarter, does anybody look around and say, okay, I gotta do something?
Well, I think, we talked about this the last series with him. It's like, like 2 kids who grew up together. Tyler got off to a fast start, but there's just something he's got that Tyler don't got. I don't know what it is. I think it's his willingness to just do ridiculous stuff. Because I've always said with Tyler, as polished as he is an offensive player, he loves stuff to be clean.
The whole, but
and like
this
guy,
right?
This guy is so like, and it's funny because we got two of these guys in the playoffs right now with just how awkward they are
Right.
with him and SGA.
Right.
But he like that whole scenario of dribbling around Bridges, then he sees Mitchell Robinson, he takes it all the way back to the. I'm like, that I mean, to do all that controlled, but it looks like you're like, this isn't gonna work, is it? Nope. He got it off.
But here's the kicker. And one of the things you could fault the Knicks for is there ain't no way in hell he should have been able to dribble around like that without some hands on him or something.
He made them all whiff. He made them all whiff. But that's the thing, Leroy.
When he got into the paint, it was two guys in all of the paint.
He already had Bridges stumbling.
He was going for a layup. He was going
Right.
for two,
Yeah.
and then he got stopped and then turned around and then shot the three.
Because they're probably thinking to themselves, "Oh, great, this is gonna end terribly for him."
It wasn't. It was his shot. That's the shot he hit.
It's kind of it. You know what the Knicks did?
We choked. That's
the
what
Knicks.
we
The
did.
Knicks.
That's it. We choked.
The Knicks pulled.
He illustrated it quite well.
What some would say, they pulled the A-Rod. And everybody used to talk about how great A-Rod was. But then when they got in the playoffs, they say, I'd rather have Jeter because he wasn't.
Yeah, but they got one of the most clutch guys.
They do.
That's
but
the thing.
But sometimes
they just did this to the Celtics.
I understand.
They just did
I'm not
this
gonna
to the
do
Celtics twice.
I'm not gonna take that. I'm not gonna let that A-Rod slander happen because the Yankees don't win that 2009 World Series without.
Especially in the ALCS.
I know, but what people think of A-Rod.
No, for most of his career,
have thought about that him
right until that 2009 World Series when he helped them win the World Series, and he was critical in that. So that happens.
And could it only be because he played with Jeter?
No,
he was bad before that too. Like, and he was always on losing teams. Like, that was a big thing with him.
Right.
We'll take a break. We're going to talk coming up later on this hour. Brian Boucher from NHL on TNT. He's going to stop by the program as we got Game 2 tonight. Cats and Canes. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM.
Oh, that was a nice radio voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some more Dirks Bentley tickets to give away. His Broken Branches tour, the I Think Financial Amphitheater in June, is coming your way. We got your chance to win. So keep on listening to our show for details on how you can win. We'll give that away before the end of today's program. Panthers back on the ice tonight. Let's get to our headlines, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral Volkswagen, choose over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock with the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Cats back at it tonight. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final, 8 o'clock against the Carolina Hurricanes. We're going to talk to Brian Boucher from TNT coming up here in about 10 minutes or so. And we'll get some thoughts on Game 2 from their color analyst on what was going on. He was right between the benches, so we could hear what kind of chirping was going on. You think he's got to keep that secret?
No.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Is that
I mean,
poor taste?
the profanity portion of it.
Well, yeah. But I mean, it's like he's
No.
hey,
But
can you tell us
because he's
exactly
probably-
what did
he's
Marchand
probably-
say as he left?
He's probably telling the guys upstairs.
Yeah, the guys upstairs maybe, but he's not telling the public. They're just certain things.
Is that sacred?
Yeah,
That's sacred. You can't do that.
Leroy, have you ever said anything publicly to conversations that were had in the line of scrimmage?
Nah,
Exactly.
it's a little different though.
Exactly.
It's a little different
You keep-
because everybody knows. See, the thing about football is guys want everybody in the world to think they tough, right? So they act and say things and get all in your face so everybody think they tough. And that don't bother me because if you got to try to fool all these people into believing you tough, then your ass ain't that tough. So
Who's tough? Niko Mikkola. He's tough.
Oh, my goodness.
Tough.
So Condor?
Yeah, the Condor. But according to Paul Maurice, everybody's got 5 nicknames. He's like, everybody's got 5.
Okay,
So
so
he's got room for more.
He's got room for
He's
more.
got room for more. But
So
but apparently the
you're saying
Condor,
there's a chance.
that's a Paul Maurice special. He goes, bird of prey, biggest bird of prey. He goes, even though it's more of a scavenger. I was like, well,
J-Fic doesn't want to make the Condor then.
that's true. Would
No,
you
I like
make
polar
it?
bear much better.
Why?
I like polar-
because then you might have to throw them hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
that's a bird of prey. You heard.
I don't think anybody looks at the Condor and is like, well, that's vicious. But I guess it
It
is
doesn't
the
even
biggest.
sound aggressive.
No, but they're like Ravengers. They don't
Scavengers.
huh?
Ravengers.
Oh, that's from
What are you, Scooby-Doo?
Ravengers? What
no,
happened?
that's from that's from
No.
that's from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ravengers?
Ravengers.
You really love the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Taser face.
He knows any movie.
You know what's funny? Leroy, ultimate male, right? Man, football player and everything. But when it comes to Guardians of Galaxy, he turns into a kid.
Loves it. He
Oh
loves
no,
his
I
comic
love
books.
all of the
Marvel.
Marvel. I'm
Yeah.
Marvel over DC because DC movies, when you go to the movie theater, I gotta squint because they're so damn dark. Like just the
Emo
filmography
superheroes.
is like dark.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk some
Except for
NHL
Wonder Woman.
playoffs, Eastern Conference Final, Game 2 tonight for the Cats. Brian Boucher is scheduled to join us next from NHL and TNT. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM.
Wow, Vlad, you must have just grabbed one, huh?
He's
The return music.
Just give him a break today, man. He's going through it.
The
fact that he showed up today shows courage.
The job is the job, though.
The job is the job. I understand, but he's.
What music did you want to hear right now?
I mean,
What did you? No,
You
good.
better get it ready for next break.
You're lashing out.
No, I'm not lashing out.
You
I
are.
just when I think
what
of songs,
music-
I'm just say this, when I think of songs that Vlad would come back with, that
I'm
caught me
coming-
off guard.
Right, we're coming back with NHL right now, so Little
Okay.
Foo Fighters is good.
We got ourselves game 2 tonight of the Eastern Conference Final. Florida Panthers taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. You, of course, can hear that game right here on 560 WQAM. 7:30. You got yourself a little Panthers preview. If you guys are watching it tonight, you'll be watching it. NHL on TNT tonight. Their coverage gets going at 7 o'clock, and one of their analysts joining us here, Brian Boucher, here on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, and visit them online at toyotaofhollywood.com. Brian, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Great to be with you guys.
So the interesting thing this last game, other than the Panthers putting on it, it seemed like Carolina got to a point. I think it was somewhere after Bob had the no stick save where they wanted to get a little physical with the goalie. Brian, as a former goalie yourself, what do you make of when that starts happening, where a team likes to get a little chippy with the guy between the pipes? So is that them trying to get into his head? Is that a tilt on trying to mess with him a little bit? Like when that starts happening from a team, what's going on there? What's the strategy?
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. I think they're recognizing that Bobrovsky's locked in and trying to find a way to get under his skin any way you can. And I think some goaltenders who probably don't have as much experience as Bob might get unraveled there in a situation like that and kind of get caught up into it. But when you watch Bob play, I mean, he's so focused, so dialed in. He kind of gets away from that stuff. He knows not to get engaged. He's not going to get rattled by any of that stuff. The only thing that you got to be careful of is that you don't actually take a serious hit, right? That actually can injure you. But you're right. It did look like it was a concerted effort on Carolina's part to get there, to make sure they get a body on him and see if they can rattle his cage. But he was locked. He was locked in. I didn't see him being bothered by it whatsoever.
I'm curious of this because, Brian, you played with him as a rookie. Like, we got Bob as a vet. He's had a very incredible journey here with the ups and downs in his Flucker, and now he's on his way to legendary status with everybody. But he's known for his crazy preparation. Like, did he always have that? Like, coming into the league as a rookie, what was rookie Bob like?
Yeah, he did. Well, first of all, rookie Bob didn't speak a lick English. So my communication with him was pretty limited, aside from hand gestures and whatnot. Yeah, this guy, I mean, he got to the rink extremely early. His preparation in the weight room, his pregame stretching routine, everything that he did was impeccable. I had not seen a goaltender work as hard as he had up to that point. And I played with a lot of guys, a lot of veteran guys that had long careers that I respected. And this kid came in undrafted in Philadelphia. I think I skated with him for like 10 minutes at the end of August with our goalie coach. We went out there and we did some drills. And I told my goalie coach in 5 minutes, I said, I'm in trouble. Like, this guy is that good. I could tell in 5 minutes that this guy was special. And there's no secret to his success. I mean, what he does is he just works. He prepares. He does not get bothered by outside noise. He insulates himself and he just worries about his process, which is a big reason why he's been successful.
Brian, I've watched the Panthers now for a while, and they've really turned it around when they became more physical. And we have these other teams trying to match their physicality, but it's not who they are. With teams that play against them, and I mean, even the team they're playing now, wouldn't they be better off just playing their game? Because when you try to be physical, you're actually, they play better because, now you're in our yard. Now you want to play our style of hockey. We do this every day. You're just a visitor.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. 100%. This is, Carolina playing that type of game, it's not who they are. It's not their identity. Their identity is they play on their toes. They're fast. They fire pucks to the net. They retrieve it. They get it back. They throw it to the net. They get you spinning around. They get you out of your comfort zone. But it felt to me in game one that there were some guys on Carolina's roster that wanted to prove that they were tough guys, that they could go punch for punch with Florida's physicality. And I agree with you. I don't think it's a strength of Carolina's team. I don't think they should be focusing on that. And, listen, if Andrei Svechnikov wants to play that type of game, I respect it because he wants to play a man's game. I'm cool with that. But I don't know that that's necessarily his strength and what he should be focusing on. I think what he should be focusing on is, driving offense, possessing pucks, getting to the hard areas, and trying to provide offense. If he does that, that's what's going to make Carolina successful. If he's going out of his way to deliver hits, I think that just plays right into Florida's hands.
Especially when, the Panthers have sometimes struggled on the odd man rush, right? And Carolina hasn't used that speed at all to create as many of those opportunities as possible. They stay back and check each other, check the Panthers. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're not even using your advantage that you've had all year to see if it works.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that, if they want to get aggressive and be physical and allow Florida to use a rush game, it's another element that I think Florida has in their arsenal. They've got good players. They've got some skilled players that can make plays off the rush, but it's not necessarily who they are. But if Carolina is going to go out of their way to be physical, I think it can open up some of that game for Florida. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments that Carolina makes tonight. Like I think, and we'll talk to the coaches here soon. So I wish I was doing this afterwards, and I probably could give you more insight. Mm-hmm. If I was coaching Carolina, I would be, it's a fine line. Like we've got to be able to not be bullied around the ice, but at the same time, we can't go out of our way to engage in that type of in that type of play. And we've got to play to our strengths, which is play fast, get pucks behind their defense, possess it. Like I said, get it. When you get it to the point, get it to the net, retrievals, all that stuff, and then you get them having extended D zone time, the Panthers, and then perhaps they take penalties, and now you get on the power play. And now you're playing your game. So, but it'll be interesting to see if they're more passive tonight or if they just go double down and say, you know what? No, we're gonna play Florida's game. I'm curious to see what the Hurricanes do.
Can you take us to the ice when the Gostisbehere hits Marchand with the shot? All hell kind of breaks loose there. What was your perspective of that going down on game one?
Yeah, I thought, I thought Marchand was late on that hit. He was trying to, listen, this is playoff hockey, and you do whatever you can to rattle your opponent. I think Marchand, it was borderline late. There was intent to hit a good player. You could say borderline dirty, and Gostisbehere saw it at the last minute, and Gostisbehere, he was doing his thing where he's trying to send a message to Marchand. I think it's great. These are the things in playoff hockey that you love to see. Marchand, a veteran that's been there, done it. He knows how in a long series, like you plant that seed, and I feel like an instance like that, you can see how it rattled the Hurricanes, right? I mean, right. when you take a shot at somebody, that you've gotten underneath somebody's skin. And it's going to be important for the Hurricanes to control their emotions and not let a guy like Marchand do that to you. Because if you do that, you get out of your game plan. And but it was pretty. I thought it was funny to see. I thought there's no doubt that Gostisbehere had intent to shoot it at him. And I don't mind that stuff. I think it's great.
What do you think about the influence Marchand's had with those the two young guys on his line with Luostarinen and Lindell, especially because Lindell's younger? Because it was funny seeing the first power play get drawn, which Carolina was upset about because they thought they missed a hit on Lindell. And I thought it was funny because I don't really see Lindell do that a lot. Everybody calls him Baby Barky, but it seems like now he's starting to get some of the Marchand extracurriculars brought into his game.
Yeah, Marchand, I think, can drag you into the fight a little bit. I think that's a good thing, gets you engaged. So, and then you got a guy that, like I mentioned before, he's been there, done it. I mean, you feel that much more confident when you have a guy riding shotgun with you in that regard. But, from a hockey standpoint, what Marchand, I think, brings to that line, Luostarinen and Lundell, very conscientious defensive players. But with Marchand, I think he brings an element of thinking offense to those two guys that I think is really beneficial. And in order to get the trust of your coach, you always have to be responsible defensively. You have to be trustworthy in certain situations. And I think those guys, Lundell and Luostarinen, have already done that. And now this is the next step in their game where they play with a veteran guy in Marchand who's like, no, hey, when we get the puck, let's go. Let's try and generate. And now you got 3 lines that you have to worry about. That's a deep lineup. And so the pickup of Marchand at the deadline has been great. I mean, great for this Panthers team. And for Marchand, it was a bit of a slow start to the year. He had some off-season surgeries, I think, that slowed his training. But now you're starting to see the real Brad Marchand. And I think he's super motivated because he's playing with a group of players that are dialed in, that are professional. And it really is a nice marriage to see.
Talking to Brian Boucher, you guys can catch the NHL on TNT tonight. 7 o'clock, their coverage gets going. Of course, puck drop is at 8 o'clock. You can also hear it here on WQM. A couple more before we get you out of here, Brian. Things are going pretty good for the Cats right now. Matthew Tkachuk making his way back to the playoffs was obviously a big feat for him coming back from that groin injury. Been a lot of debate. Like, does he look fully himself? What are your thoughts watching Matthew out there? He hasn't scored since the Lightning series, but still doing good things. Does he look all the way back to you?
No, I don't think he's 100%. I think he I wouldn't be surprised, to hear that, in the off season, there's more maintenance to that injury that needs to take place. But he's a gutsy player, and he just gets himself prepared to a certain point to play a game that is effective. And, that's the luxury you have when you have a team that is deep enough where you can shut a guy down so that he can get to this point. And, it almost felt like the Panthers just took the long range approach heading into trade deadline and into the playoffs, understanding where they were. Yeah, everybody's talking about getting the division, getting home ice, not all that important to a veteran group like this. And I think for Tkachuk, he's gotten himself to a point where, maybe he's 80%, but his 80% is a hell of a lot better than some people's 95%, just because of the way that he plays and the intangibles that he brings. And, once he gets on the power play and you're in zone, I mean, listen, Matthew Tkachuk has never been the greatest fleet of foot skater that there is, but you get him on the power play, you get him in tight areas, he can protect the puck, he can make plays in tight spaces, and he just has that ability to get underneath people's skin like few can in the National Hockey League. I mean, he comes back to the bench, he always has something to say to the other side. It's quite funny to be down there and see some of the stuff that he does and how upset the others get when he's talking.
He may not be 100%, but I tell you what is 100%, his mouth. Holy smokes. He doesn't stop.
He does not stop. You're right. You're right about that.
Thanks for the time, Brian. We're looking forward to your coverage tonight, and I appreciate you giving us some time this morning.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, guys. Great talking to you.
There you go. Brian Boucher. You guys can catch him tonight on TNT. Of course, you can also listen to that game right here, 560 WQAM.
See that? I see. I went hockey.
You said odd man rush. I was very proud of you. Very proud of you.
I saw his heart welled up. He's like, look, I'm so proud of him.
I liked learning about Rookie Bob.
I mean, he's consistent.
Same thing. Except couldn't speak English.
I don't understand. Like, you know what? It's amazing to me what Panthers do to other teams, right? And you can look at it in any sport. When a physical team plays a high-scoring team and the physical team gets under the high-scoring team's skin, basically they want to then play in the dirt with them, and you've already lost. So at no point in time did I see Carolina use, going into it, I heard everybody say they got a lot of speed. They're gonna, they might be able to get after Bob because they're gonna have a lot of odd man rushes and they're gonna this and that. And then they're getting in fist fights. I'm like, you already lost. You're not even doing what got you here. So, yeah.
By the way, shout out to the Panthers. They were just named Sports Team of the Year by the Sports Business Journal.
Really?
So congratulations to the Panthers. I know they're up for some awards too for organization, their PR department, Adeline and Tommy. Man, they do a great job for us. They're always making cats available for us or getting us broadcasters of their whole team. So
I like
shout
when
out
we
to
go
them.
to the ice den.
Oh, I love the ice den.
I love the
I was
ice
thinking
den.
about. I think it was. I'm thinking about maybe perusing by the ice den and getting a little more swag before game 2. I don't know.
I kind of want to attend.
Here's
one of
the
those
problem.
parties.
Mhm.
You know what the problem is?
I don't know where to say stop.
You got to go. No, you got to go east.
I know.
So if you go, like you leave here and you go east, you get out of there about 3 or 4.
I know.
Woof.
It's gonna be it's gonna
That's
be a
why
trek.
when we went, right,
Mhm.
went and got some oysters, made a little evening out of it.
Focus.
But that place is incredible. I thought that was the only rink though.
No.
Yeah.
No. But it's like it's nice to see they've upgraded. You know, like nothing against the ice den. The ice den is a fine rink, but it's old
New
school.
ice den.
New ice den. No, I'm talking about the
new
old
ice
one in Coral Springs.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, that was like that. Basically, it was like you remember they had that Gold's Gym right at the corner of when you go across 10th and Power Line, right at that corner right there. That
Mhm.
used to be a Gold's Gym up top, and on the bottom they had the soccer, indoor soccer, and then indoor hockey, right? And like that's kind of what that was. Like it wasn't the Panthers used it, but it wasn't really for the Panthers. It was for all the other stuff.
you got some kids figure skating there.
Right.
David Booth's trying to get work in.
Yeah.
Oh man. Thanks again to Brian Boucher for stopping by the show. By the way, your ticket to the summer is here. Live Nation's got $30 tickets to more than 1,000 shows to celebrate. We're giving you a chance to win those tickets. 5 shows at the I Think Financial Amphitheater, including Hardy, The Offspring, Toto,
Kesha,
Pantera, and a whole lot more. It's easy to enter. Just go to WQAM's contest page and enter right there. You guys can win. For more information on how you can see these shows for just $30 tickets, go check it out on the lawn. Love watching on the lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been.
I don't think I've ever done a show on the lawn besides Warped Tour. That was a long time ago.
I went to.
I don't like.
That's where I got the Miranda Lambert pink lemonade.
I know.
Yeah.
Now,
I think it's
how many
good.
people could fit in there?
The lawn?
I think
No,
Lot.
just total. Because I know they have seats also.
Oh, yeah.
probably what 4,000 or 5,000,
Maybe more, Vlad.
maybe a little
Because
bit more.
like when I hear
Find
people
out.
performing there, and I
'Cause-
don't want to discredit anybody,
Mhm.
but I'm saying like
20,000 people.
I see.
Right.
You know what? They've packed 20,000.
That's a
They're
big.
like
It's a big
100
lawn.
more.
It's a big
okay,
lawn.
so that's why I'm asking. I'm like, I don't see Kesha doing 4,000 or 5,000 people yet.
No, I mean the actual
Yeah. You know
sitting
what I'm
seats
saying?
are probably like
People
20% of it.
No, I'm saying that's why when you said 20,000, I'm like, okay.
Tell you what though, they have. I'm not gonna lie, they have this racket now. Can't bring your own chairs.
Yeah.
What,
And
they-
you
they
have to
sell
rent them or
chairs.
something?
They
How much
rent
are the chairs?
like $10 a piece.
They got to be some raggedy. Wait,
No, there's some nice
Wait,
chairs.
wait,
Are they
I would
rentals
just say
or
that-
you have to like buy them?
hey,
The rentals.
Okay.
so to rent the chair.
Yeah.
You rent them.
Oh, I was getting ready to say because Astron might not be able.
Oh
to
no, yeah, you can't.
Oh,
buy
there's
them.
no way. Some of these concerts, there's no way Astron could fit into some of these, man.
Mm-mm.
Love how your
Mm-mm.
mind instantly goes to that.
It's us.
Because I've seen some of the raggedy chairs that are on these lawn concerts.
Dade South says Tobin wear the flip flops on the lawn. I may
Oh,
have,
sure.
perhaps.
It
I-
is flip flop
no,
weather.
First
I feel
of
like
all,
that's very
I
dangerous
could just
in
see
a
you
concert,
and D walking in,
Mhm.
right? What do you want to do? Ooh, let's get one of those drinks.
Oh, first thing I do is
Do you get to refill?
I go right
Because
to
you
the,
bought the
no
No, you gotta buy more.
refill.
no, because no, I'm not saying free, but you know how
Oh
if you
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
you could
big,
yeah.
because you got the one with the pink hat.
Brand's saying they're $25 now.
I
The
feel like
chairs?
I feel like if you buy lawn, you might as well just get like there should be an option for it already. Do you have to like buy it over there? Or
But
is
here's
it, like,
the-
included in
no,
your
because
ticket?
Well, it's
the
just like
tickets are sold through the
Live Nation.
yes, and they have their own racket
Right.
with the
you still got to pay for parking. You still got to pay
right.
for the chairs.
So that's how a lot of these places
Thing
places
is,
work.
I don't know because I'm usually sitting in
You
the
pay for
chair.
parking?
Who?
Yeah, do you pay for parking?
You don't
there?
pay for
I
parking, I
remember.
think.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. Now you do.
Or maybe now.
Hey, you know ain't nobody passing up on a buck.
They usually let you park.
No,
That's
not
like
anymore,
in
dude.
Vegas.
Hey,
All the drinks are free, but you're always tipping, and you still could go broke.
no, you got to park at the Dick's Sporting Goods now. You want free parking?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Aren't
they
you
don't
afraid of
put the
getting your
sign
car
out.
towed?
Well, I
don't
mean,
put-
you might. I mean, like it's a risk.
It's also a very
But how
long
can they
night for
prove that you're not
staying.
in Dick's?
They can't. I'm gonna go buy a Gatorade and then I'm a customer.
Yeah, but then at what
Hey,
time
yo.
what time does that store close?
I don't know.
Concerts go
9?
on for a while.
I don't do it. I'm just saying, like that's what people will do. I pay for parking.
I overthink a lot, so there's no way.
Brand saying, yeah, parking just started. This guy may work.
See, yeah, he might be working there. Yeah, wow.
Mhm.
They get.
What about?
Can't knock
Did
the
they
hustle.
just have a concert down here where the people's cars got towed?
Yeah, that happened at that was the Beyonce show. What did they just do?
What be
Beyonce.
No,
no.
F1. That just happened with F1.
F1.
Oh yeah.
Right.
They were towing everybody's stuff.
They were towing everybody's cars and they paid for parking.
Take a break. Howard Tua is next. Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen, here with you on a Thursday. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. Miami 560 WQM is the channel there. We're streaming live on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. And we'll take you up until 2 here on the program as we get you ready for the Cats tonight. I do want to, send our condolences to the Crowder family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Randy Crowder passing away this week. They announced it yesterday. The Dolphins put out a tweet. They talked a little bit about it on Hockman and Crowder, so he's obviously going to be away for a little bit as his family's going through it. But we want to, wish the Crowder family all the best, because that's obviously heartbreaking news.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Really, really tough stuff there. And we hope that they do well through all this, man. There's no easy time dealing with that, with our families dealing with something like that. So all the best to Channing, his wife, his kids, and everybody there, and the and Hawk and Crowder show as well. Everybody there who's dealing with it as well. We got some action tonight, as we got game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final, 8:00 against the Carolina Hurricanes. You, of course, can hear that right here on 560. By the way, Doug Plagans explained the sinking scenario online. He says you got to wait for the whistle. You pause it at the first whistle on TV. You wait for our whistle. Boom. That's how you sink it. That's how he said to do it.
Because the breaks are the same time.
That's what he said to do.
All right.
So if you guys want Plagans tonight, that's what you guys can do for tonight.
Usually, big game, got my cooler in the jacuzzi with the big speaker.
That's what you got planned for tonight?
Yeah.
What's in that cooler?
Huh?
What's in that cooler?
I have some electrolytes.
And?
I may or may not have an adult beverage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well.
Why you guys say like that? We know what's in there.
Because here's what happened to me. I got so caught up in the game. Usually I'll watch the first period, maybe the second period, and then get out, go take a shower, watch the third period. Action picked up in the second period. So I got a little excited. Had a couple of, city boys, right? Sitting there, sipping on that. Alternate with electrolytes. I had been in there for like an hour and 10 minutes, and I start seeing spots. So I had to get down into the pool to cool off. The pool's 95.
Take it easy, man. It's hot out.
I know it's hot. This is nighttime, though.
I get you. It doesn't matter, dude. It's like 90, like with the moon out.
My pool is 95 degrees
minus 10.
with no heat, with no heater.
It's steamy out right now.
Steamy.
It's steamy out right now.
So I'm like, yeah, man. So I got a little too into it.
Ted says, sync up. You mean if you could pause your TV? Yes, I guess that's what I mean. There's no Panthers on antenna right now, are there?
No. We knew what you meant.
Wild. Marlins, they lost 2 out of 3. It's all right, though. What are you going to do?
I mean, they're competing. It's just every time I watch a game, it's almost if like you can see there's talent, but it's not sustainable, right? Like the better teams are always towards the end, kind of just wearing them down, and and sometimes they do it, but that's the sign of a young team or a new team or whatever.
The Cubs are good too,
Yeah,
they got the Angels this weekend on the road, so late night with the fish coming your way, everybody.
Yeah,
although I think Mike Trout's hurt again.
No.
Always hurt.
Wow.
How much is left on his deal?
5 years, 6 years?
I saw Leroy's doppelganger.
Who'd you
No,
see?
you didn't.
What?
Yes, I did.
Who'd you see?
The guy outside that's working on the light from
First
the
of
back,
all-
from
Oh,
the
come
back,
on.
Not
with
even
the
close.
glasses and the
The
bullhead.
guy's Latino.
he looks like you, Leroy. From the back.
Wow. So now we all look alike. I expect that from an intangible.
I'm just saying.
Not from you, Vlad.
Leroy, I'm not going to lie to you. When I left during the break, I thought you were helping the construction guy.
Side job. Well, you need a side job to be able to.
I think Leroy would stop and do that.
I'm not getting up on that ladder, first of all.
That's how Frog Boy got hurt.
I'm scared. I'm Can I just say this? I'm terrified of heights. My palms sweat when the plane takes off. That's how, and I fly all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not like, we have, high ceilings, and to change a light bulb, like when you change the light bulb in the bathroom, because it's a little, you got to wedge the 12-foot ladder in there and then climb up. I'm like,
I'm just saying, when he comes down that ladder, just take a look at him.
I did. He's
Not you.
I'm gonna give it a looky
I'm
loo,
talking
but I'm
about
not gonna give you
toes.
opinion.
Oh wow, he's very close.
I mean, first of all,
He's the one on the ladder, right?
He's on the one on the ladder, not the guy with the long hair.
Not the guy with the
Nah,
you already
it's-
know there's no way that could be Leroy.
The blonde,
He's on the ladder.
the bald head one. I didn't say it was, I said the dop. You know,
I can't see.
but when he
I
comes
got
down,
the I got the reflection glare. I'll check it out during the break though.
So now we're
Trying
gonna
to
check the
come
guy
down.
I do
out.
want to explore it. I won't give you my opinion whether or not though.
You got to tell me. Absolutely not.
No way. Intangibles. I'm not getting in trouble like that.
See.
Now his
So
palms
man-
are sweating.
Wait.
smart.
You know what's funny? As long as I'm knowing this guy, the only time he says to a comment is when it's borderline. No. Mm-mm. He says, no, you go ahead.
Oh no. Jim Irsay died.
I know.
Jim Irsay.
He was young too.
Wait a
65?
minute. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. When they said his age, I was shocked.
I thought he was like 80.
You
I thought he was
older?
85.
Did
Yeah.
you really?
Because he
Bro,
looks.
all the
looked-
drugs that
wait,
man
That's
did.
what I'm saying.
He's
Like, that's how I figured
wait.
he was.
Vlad, he's looked really old for 15
That's
years.
what I'm saying.
Did they say how he went?
No, but he was the GM when he was 24.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Papa GM.
He was the dad, made him the GM.
Nepotism, huh? He's a Nepa baby. Well, he was.
But
But
come
rest in peace.
Like, he's the only guy in the history of drug busts that get caught with $30,000 in a bag full of pills and don't do no time.
Mhm.
Right?
Just step down. You just missed him. Damn.
Damn it. I'm sorry. Well, no comment.
You
did
saw
say-
him? You saw him?
It's-
I can't.
This is listen.
J Fig, go. Go ahead, J Fig.
So
You want me to go say?
Yes.
so when we hit the road,
Mm-hmm.
that's my goal, to get you uncomfortable.
Okay.
And all I need to do, Vlad,
I just set it up. For you.
he'll look at me and go, no, absolutely not. He won't even. I'm like, listen,
Is he in the hallway?
he
Yeah.
went that
You
way.
can go explore,
He's
J
about to
Fig. I won't
say-
go to
J-Fig.
break. Go give it a looky loo.
And-
Boots on the
and-
ground.
Look,
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell him. Hey, can you come down first?
No.
no,
give
he's
it
just
a-
gonna do a
just
drive
do
by.
what you always do.
Just smile and say hi.
Not even.
You
Just
know,
be like, just act
give
like you're
him
going to
that-
get some Celsius.
just walk by with that,
Just go hobnob like
fascinating
you
aroma
normally do.
that you're
Uh,
exuding.
Manny Pacquiao officially announces that he is coming back.
What is he? 60?
He's 46.
Same thing.
46.
He's 46. He is going to fight July 19th,
Where?
Las Vegas,
Okay.
against
Hey,
Mario Barrios.
you think that's gonna be a big?
Yes.
No.
I mean, do I think it's going to be a big fight? Pacquiao's going to sell. Like, do I know how many pay-per-views are going to sell? No. Do I think he's going to sell out the arena? Yes.
Okay.
Is this on Dazen or Triller or whatever?
No, it's PBC.
PBC. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Al Heyman and Manny Pacquiao.
No, he giving me the look. Now, here's the question.
They've been a thing for a little bit in the late years.
Oh, they
Here-
squashed.
wait.
Okay.
Here's the question.
Heyman's looking for attractions too. That's the thing, because this turkey a la shake's got everybody except for Javante.
Here's the question.
Hmm?
Do we have to do this one in order to get?
They're not the same promoter.
Okay, good.
They're not the same promoter.
Good.
Not the same promoter.
All right.
Look at you, man.
Sometimes you gotta like
You know what?
do people a solid.
You know what? I got you, but you don't want to
No.
miss out on the September.
Well, I don't
Right.
know. Yeah, we got to
And-
figure out who does that one because it's not the same people.
It's not Magna. It's Magna.
Hmm?
Magna Media.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
But yeah, Pacquiao says, "I'm back. Let's make history."
And what is that?
I don't know. He's old. The old make history.
But he's getting a title shot.
He is getting a title
How does
shot.
a guy
so
who's been
he's-
retired for 3 years
The
get a
W-
Because
title?
everybody
Oh.
wants everybody wants that on their, you
You're-
know.
He's also getting inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame in June.
So he's gonna be a Hall of Famer fight.
That's right.
Ooh. Has a Hall of Famer ever won a title? George Foreman. That's the only guy I can think of.
I would guess
Because
George
he got
Foreman.
the
It says
he got
on
the title when he was
ESPN.
40 something.
On ESPN,
45.
it says historically speaking, only 2 boxers have won a world title at 46 or older: George Foreman and Bernard Hopkins, who won 4 title fights after his 46th birthday
Damn.
and was 49 years old and 94 days in his last title win. And of course, after that, he got knocked out.
No, yeah, bro. I
Ooh.
just saw that last night.
Hey.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I have HBO Max has the boxing channel, so they show all the classic fights that HBO's ever had, and they just so happy to show.
When it came to a screeching halt, it really did.
Kai Finn says, "Didn't Manny get the brakes beat off him last time, or am I tripping?" No, you're not tripping. Yordanis Ugas beat the brakes off of him. Killed him. And then he did an exhibition pretty recently against a kickboxer, and he did not look good. He did not look good. But, he's been in the Philippines. Maybe, he's got the goods. I don't know. Get back to that those old.
Wasn't he the
weight
one
days.
that drank urine?
no,
that
that
was
was
Marquez.
Marquez.
That was his most.
Okay.
That was his famed rival, who also juiced to the gills to knock him out cold.
To knock Manny out?
Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
not see how? He
Can I
looked?
just say this? Manny is one of the biggest names to have lost as many times as he has.
What do you mean?
When you look at like the fighters that you think of as far as great fight, he's lost more than anybody. Is he probably up around
Manny's-
15 losses?
No way, man.
8 losses.
8?
8 losses.
Think you?
He's got 2. He's got 2 of those are really questionable decision losses to Horn and to Bradley. He had the trilogies back in the day with Morales. Those are really good fights. Got pieced up by Floyd. But that's
the four with Marquez.
Yeah, the
Barrera.
Marquez, he only lost the one where he got
knocked out Stone, but you saying that? But you saying he was roided to the gill, right?
And then he lost his last one to Ugas. Marquez was roided to the gill
in that last one, right?
Oh, for sure, 100%. That was a great. And by the way, a great fight.
Manny was killing him.
It was a great fight. They were traded knockdowns, and Manny got too cute.
That's the thing. Like
I can't watch it. Though.
you
Too
know
hard
what's
for me.
amazing? I hate the fighter when they start feeling froggy
Mhm.
and they start dancing. I'm like, you about to get knocked out. You about to stop.
Man. Take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this.
I got a couple fired up last night because I know I couldn't ask you
What?
my hockey questions.
I'm very proud of you. You said odd man rush to Boucher. Very good.
He liked that.
Good, man. I don't know that interview.
I told Boucher to take it easy on you.
Did you?
Why are you stretching, huh?
On Leroy.
I know why.
You know Boucher back in the day, Vlad?
Yeah, we worked together at NBC Sports.
All right, very cool.
Look at Vlad.
Look at hobnobbing with the hockey.
Yeah.
Well, Vlad is our
I've
boots.
never-
He's
I've-
boots on the ice.
By the way,
Are you excited for this weekend?
No, I'm actually taking a week off.
Really?
Yes.
Because of the Knicks?
No, it just so happened to come down where family occasions are happening. So
Mhm.
and one of my dear friends is getting married, so
Oh, very
I'm
cool.
going to New Hampshire. So I'm going to Atlanta and New
Ooh.
Hampshire.
Ooh.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Great aquarium.
So I
In
can't
Atlanta.
wait. Can't wait to go to New England and talk a lot of trash to them.
Well, you'll have that. Just hopefully it won't be followed up with heartbreak because you're gonna need to take game 2. Otherwise, I mean,
Once again, the biggest game in Knick history is
Yeah, but you know what? To be fair, like I would think if I'm Tibbs, I'm more pissed off that we gave up 138 points
oh, I'm sure you can't be pleased
because
with
he's
that.
a defensive guy. That's crazy.
that was gonna happen regardless. Neither team plays any defense.
They,
Indiana does
like,
not want to play defense.
It was a shootout.
It's gonna be a shootout. There's a
You
lot of
think the
fire.
whole series gonna be like this?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, unless somebody gets like a super cold streak like Boston did against the Knicks.
But we've seen that before with Boston. But the problem was they never did it enough in a 7-game series.
Mhm.
And this time they did because they didn't have Tatum or for whatever reason.
I tell you what,
Indiana does a better job than most teams of exposing your team's weakness.
Yes, because they all look like all 5 positions at some point they could have looks like the same guy.
No, what I'm saying is that
Right.
if you have 2 weak defenders, they're going to attack your 2 weakest defenders. And if you saw they were busting Jalen Brunson's ass and they were busting Cat's ass because those 2 guys, unfortunately, can't play one lick of defense.
Right.
I think one thing you also got to watch out for because it's going to happen at one point this series. The king of the intangibles, TJ McConnell's.
I'm sick of it.
He's gonna have a game, dude. He's gonna have a game.
He's
where
gonna have
hit
that
like-
game that what Neesmith had.
He's gonna
No, he can't
he's-
shoot a
he's-
lick.
He's gonna kill you with 12-foot jump floaters.
Or no, not only that, Tobin. Not only the 12-foot jump floaters, which is ridiculous. The pump fakes, and then you get
He's
and then
infuriating.
and then you're finally gonna jump. And
Is
he's
he
gonna
gonna yell
jump
like
into your
our guy
body.
from
He's president of intangibles. Like when the intangibles have a meeting during the season,
Well, what can he do?
He's the mascot of intangible.
he is intangibles.
Right.
And I mean, just such a killer. I hate him so much. Now, I'll root for him this series, but I mean, like, I really dislike him.
Really? He's on your all hate team?
He kills.
Who's on your all hate team?
Hate. I think,
Can we get an all hate starting 5?
well, he would be coming off the bench. He would
Okay,
be
so
coming-
that's your
he's-
six-
he's
that's a
six-
six-man
he's a
hater of the
six-man.
year.
I'd have to come up with a petty starting 5 right now of who. I mean, James Harden's the starting point guard for sure.
Right. So then you got to go.
Sabonis.
Sabonis is the 4.
Sabonis is my 4.
Then your 2 has got to be Tatum, or you're not feeling it.
Leroy, take your hand off the mic.
Who's my starting 3 right now? Probably Jimmy.
Wait,
No.
what?
Probably Jimmy.
I don't
Hold
believe
on,
that.
time out.
Got
No.
replaced.
Nah, Leroy, hold on. Tag me in.
I know. Tag
Come on.
He said tag
Wait a
me.
minute.
Mhm.
You are flip floppy. Like you've been
Yes.
flip flopping. Like no wonder they asked if you wore flip flops at the concert.
Hey, you
You
see what
are-
I deal with?
Dangerous
Oh my
territory.
God!
You fought me
Mhm.
for a whole from January until the Warriors season ended.
On what?
Jimmy.
I didn't fight you. We had a falling out because you took issue with me saying I'd root for Jimmy against the Celtics or Knicks.
Or even the fact that you would have paid Jimmy.
Yeah, that's a different debate for a different day. But my big thing was the only team I was going to root for him against was New York or Boston. Now, I'm not going to worry about it. By the way, his ass is in Holland right now.
Mhm.
Clogged his ass
Is he
to
pump fake, pump fake, pump fake?
yeah, instead of Cancun, he went for clogs. Put on some wooden shoes and like coffee. So yeah, now he's on the starting 5.
So he's your starting 3 in the
Yeah.
Mm.
I would say right now.
Who's your Rudy Gobert? Is your
Rudy
5?
Gobert, my starting center.
We all know DeMontis is his 4.
We already did
Sabonis
this.
is my 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just need a 5.
Harden's your 1.
Harden's your 1.
2.
Tatum.
No, Tatum's not a 2 though.
Yeah. He's
Tatum's more of a
3.
3.
I mean, we could go positionless if I wanted to, but
Okay.
I'm not putting Tatum there. I don't hate Tatum. It's just he annoys me. Like it's like
So there's a difference between annoyance and hating.
well,
I
part of the problem why
or
you're annoyed by
disliking.
Tatum
he's
is
just
how they proclaimed him the next.
it's just Celtic hate. Like it's just like I hate Tatum for
So it's
Celtic.
rivalry hate.
Yeah, it's not
it's rivalry hate.
when
It's
I
not-
talk
okay.
about the people I dislike right now, it's like he's
Trae
so
Young?
overrated.
Trae Young.
No, because if Trae Young came down here, he'd love him.
So what? I think most of these players, if they came down here, you would love them. There was
No.
a time he hated LeBron, but he would take LeBron in an instant.
He wouldn't take Jimmy back.
If he wants the retirement tour,
Would he take? Hey,
Look at
would you take Jimmy back?
there's no going back.
So
Really?
There's no,
No.
going back.
I like
Hmm.
there's certain things.
Oh,
Vlad,
I-
there's certain things
I
that
can't believe I
Embiid?
Embiid's obviously my center.
Oh,
Shout out to
Embiid's
RBA
obviously my
Richie.
center.
wait, you're gonna have to clear out the paint for
Embiid's
the 9 times
Yeah,
he
he's
falls.
obviously my center. And then who's my 2?
Who's the
Who is a 2? You know, I gotta think on that one.
Who's hurt the Heat as a 2? Derek White?
Dade South says Struce's hair.
Derek White?
That's but I really respect Derek White.
Yeah, but
That killed me.
put back-
That what you're feeling today.
That's exactly
That's what
why,
I felt.
That's exactly why I'm like I laugh because I'm like people are trying to rip me. I'm like, how do you feel, Vlad? I'm like, I feel how you guys felt after Game 6 of the 2023 ECF. Because that game, I remember that game. You guys were about to celebrate, clinch in Miami, and go to the finals, and then
Shit.
that was a crazy Derek White play.
Should it be Amen Thompson for spiking Tyler Hero on his head? Like, is that my guy right now?
No, because he's not good enough.
It's pretty good though.
He's good,
He's
but
good.
you
He's
know
good.
that. But when you talk about these other guys, it's been years of building. He's new. He's new to it.
Somebody said Brent Forbes.
Oh,
Oh well.
No,
he was
he's
still in
coming
he
off the
was-
bench.
He was still in the league.
oh yeah.
Kyle Kuzma?
No, he's not good
Not a
enough to be a
2.
starter.
Not a 2, really. I'm looking
I
at-
know who Frog Boy would pick.
Oh, Clay.
Everyone knows what
Wait, who? Why?
It's so funny now because like you put the 2s on
Ooh, can we go with the 2 for Cleveland? Or is he a point guard?
Garland.
Is Garland point guard?
Yeah, but Garland
Yeah, he's technically a point. I mean, I could flip flop. Like if I just want to go starting backcourt, Garland and Harden. I think
Yeah.
it seems.
I got a guy for you, but he's not in the league anymore. But you hated him at least. I know you probably hate him.
Mhm.
TJ Warren.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
But it was like it was
now it's
Yeah,
like
it's
now
nothing.
it's we have like Pythagorean theorem on Petty right now because it's like A squared plus
what?
B squared is Jimmy's on the team now, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so I can't have
go-
TJ Warren there.
Did you just go 3.14 on me?
Yeah. RBA Richie says Josh Giddey. That's also a good one. He is, I mean, he killed the Heat, and I really don't like his hair.
Oh, so you were gonna go? I
I
mean,
mean, Kitty was busting ass.
He
Yeah,
really
yeah,
was,
he
but
is.
I don't really have anything against him.
no,
But
not
man,
like the other guys. Not like the other guys. See, he
I
hasn't
think-
been around long enough for you to get some.
I'm gonna
real
keep
pay.
keeping notes on Garland. I think you guys got it right now. I think my starting 5 is Garland, Harden, Jimmy, Sabonis, Embiid, with McConnell coming off the bench.
That's a good starting hating 6.
Yeah, I mean, that's my squad right now, with Michael Malone as the coach because I still don't like him very much.
Did you see that flip flop he did?
Oh my God, did I? Did I?
Tobin,
He was
knocked
like,
you out the, he knocked you
"Woo!"
out the way.
He goes, and very clearly, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's MVP. I was like, oh, did you just go on a speech about this?
Yep.
That the Joker was okay.
You know what? That's right there. you should be like game recognized game, because that is so something you would
He is
do.
a petty bastard. He is a petty bastard. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. All right, we'll take a break. We'll mix things up on the other side, including Paul Maurice explaining the origins of Niko Mikkola's Condor nickname. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let us get to the mixed bag. Tonight, we got game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. Niko Mikkola, our favorite polar bear. He actually has another nickname given to him by his coach, who refers to him as the Condor. Paul Maurice speaking to the media yesterday, Leroy. This is what he had to say about why he's given him that name.
Look at Niko Mikkola. We've heard before you a couple times call him the Condor. Is it just the wingspan, the size, or what's the origin of the Condor?
Bird of prey. Largest bird of prey. We're a scavenger, though. The bird of prey is my understanding. I don't know where that comes from. Everybody's got about 5 nicknames. I'm sure they got a bunch for me. But that one just kind of, he's a big man that gets up the ice. And he's just fun. He's just a fun guy. Hyper intense during the game. And God, he comes back to the bench and nobody knows what he's saying. The Finnish guys have no idea what he's saying. He's chewing somebody's ass off at the front of the front of the bench. But just one of the great personalities in our room, and he's found his place.
I love that. That's Goosey's galore, dude. Like, he's so right, though. Like, that guy, he's got the most Finnish of the Finnish accent. He is, like, legitimately. It's like they're, I know we joke
Is
about
it
the polar
because
bear
he's
thing.
the youngest and they've been here longer?
He's not the youngest. He's not
not?
the youngest. He's the oldest.
Isn't Lundell the youngest?
Lundell's baby Barky. Everybody,
Right.
he's got that very smooth finish, you know? No, Mikkola's like, tough and filthy. Like, he's still the most Finnish.
Isn't that German? That's it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, that's what he sounds like. But he's become, like, aside from Bob, I think he's my favorite player on the team. Like, he's just become this just mauler. And I think
because he's so big, and I think one of the things that I think Paul Maurice mentioned is that he's so big, but he moves so well on the ice, and people just look at him as a big guy, you know.
I'm pretty sure like every Finnish player seems like they just came out of childhood being good at skating.
Yeah,
that appears to be what happened. Yeah, they're all so skilled. They don't have weaknesses. Like, that's the thing, is like they all, like, not to paint a brush, but every Finnish guy on the team, they're, name a weakness. They're good at defense. They're good at offense. They're good at passing. They're good at scoring.
right.
They're not like on one side of the
Then
game.
Why don't they do better why didn't they do better in the Four Nations?
I don't know.
Okay.
Toby, you want to be European. If you want to be Eastern European,
Finland, would that be where I go? I think I would go.
Would you go Finland? Would you go Serbia? Because I mean,
I like Slovenia.
Slovenia. Is that
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay?
I'd go Slovenia.
You do realize that
Hmm?
there's parts of the world where just driving to the grocery store is difficult at times.
Are you saying there's no grocery stores in Slovenia?
I'm not saying
I
that.
think you just said that.
No, I'm saying with all the
Do you want to ask
stuff,
Oron?
all the stuff going on in the region.
Oh, I think it's fine.
I mean, what, intangible versus intangible?
They split a long time ago. I think they're in a place of peace, Slovenia.
Okay.
What do you mean, dude? Like, what does that look? You just gave us skepticism.
Listen, the question the reason why I asked that question, because you love, you love the Finns,
Mm-hmm.
you love the Serbs, you love Slovenia. So
Love.
I think if I had to go,
Hmm?
Finland.
Really?
Safer.
Yeah, no one's like, what's the biggest ruckus at Finland? Like a moose gets loose?
I'm going to Sweden.
Didn't Gabby go?
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
so.
did.
Gabby
Wait,
went to
you
Finland?
think of Sweden?
Mhm.
That wasn't an option.
I just threw it in there.
Okay.
He just made it an option.
Well, you took all the other places.
My
I'm
my roommate in college played football in
Sweden.
Sweden.
I wouldn't want to go to
When
Sweden.
they did the remember they had the European League?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you seen those bombshells?
I wouldn't want to go to Sweden.
Why?
I'm too ugly.
Oh, there's a lot
They're
of handsome
very
people.
handsome.
Very
handsome.
You know where there's a lot of that.
That Pella
too?
Larson, come on.
Yeah, if you go to Minnesota,
Yeah.
the Nordique thing
Mhm.
with 6-foot women, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Uncertified possum holder.
Und possum holder.
Let's get to a
The
little
Northern Lights.
basketball. Tyrese Haliburton had the play of the game last night, or the play of the night last night in sports. His long two pulled a Caleb Martin toe on the line, but obviously led to overtime, broke the Knicks' heart, throws the choking sign up. Reggie Miller's on the broadcast. Objectively, if I was a Pacers fan, that's Goosey's galore. Here's him on the celebration and why he picked it.
In the moment, I mean, I wasn't like plotting on it or anything. Everybody wanted me to do it like last year at some different point, but it's just gotta feel right. And it felt right at the time. If it would have been, if I would have known it was a 2, I would not have done it. So I think I might have wasted it. If I do it again, then people might say I'm like aura farming. So I'm not, I don't plan on using it again.
Aura farming. Wow. The kid's got sayings.
What is that?
Aura
What does that
forming?
mean?
Aura farming. Like he's
trying to farm.
like
his own
it's basically
aura.
being a copycat of Reggie Miller if he keeps doing it. It's Reggie's thing, but he did it once. You do it once, it's cool. You can't keep doing it. Listen, he's using all the ones. He's had the big balls celebration. He used the Sam Cassell. He's used the Reggie Miller.
Yeah, make up your own. Stop copying.
Well, it's gonna get to a point where he gonna be able to do it because Reggie couldn't do it in that. Has Reggie ever made it to a finals?
Yes, he did. What are you talking about here, man? What's wrong with you, Leroy?
Who didn't they make it to a finals?
What do you mean he didn't make it to the finals? He didn't win a final, but he made it.
Who did they play against?
They played the Lakers.
Okay. All right.
Remember when Kobe?
Yeah, I got it.
Angel B, who's obviously of the young. Aura farming literally just means you're trying to look cool.
Yeah, he's always trying to look cool.
Tired of all these things.
I would say this, that good for him, right? Because think about it, he pretty much played all since January as being the most overrated player in the NBA.
He has had because he got to get the Olympic gold medal. He was hilarious.
That's the reason why people hate him.
But here's the deal. He took it a lot better than Tatum.
He definitely did.
But that's the reason why. He took it as, listen, man, I'm going to win a gold and I'm going to enjoy the nightlife of Paris and France. And they hated that he was like, oh, this guy who just got in, he's like living it up and everything like that. But guess what?
Sometimes you got to do that to deal with the fact that you're not playing.
He good.
I mean, because they all those guys are stars on their team. And then you go there and you realize, oh, they're stars. Right? So he handled it well. But guess what? He's still playing.
Yep. Back-to-back ECS.
Yeah.
Somebody says beer. You know what else he did? He also stole Dwayne Wade's he jumped on the scorer's table too.
At the end
He's
of the game?
a thief.
He's a little bit of a plagiarizer.
Okay, the plagiarizer.
Farming.
He's doing full-time
Sounds
jack
like
moves.
sounds like you are an aura farmer there, Tyrese.
You hoarder. He's a aura.
What's next? The shrug?
No. Did he steal Dame time?
He did? Well, that was funny to mock him, though.
Okay.
That was funny. But
Hey, so Vlad, check this out. It's been a long time since I've watched a basketball game.
Okay.
And you have a 40-piece and then a 30.
And you still lose.
And still lose, right?
No, I've seen it before. Things happen to the Heat.
When does Heat had a 40-point score and a 30-point score and they lost? Man, that's
wouldn't surprise me.
That's rarefied
It's
air right
happened
there.
before.
It's happened. I'm saying, but it's
happened before.
it's like
I'll check. I'll do the research.
I mean, well, this literally has never happened because we gave you the stat. Like, it's been 1,100 games. This is the first loss.
1,414.
We'll hear from the other side of it. Tom Thibodeau. Tibbs. That's what he had to say on
Did
the
he talk about
collapse.
the defense?
Here we go.
Tom, you guys were obviously up 14 with about 3 or so minutes left. Just what'd you see that let them come back and force it?
They can score the ball. But, Nesmith got loose. Haliburton hit big shots. You can never let your guard down against them. No lead is safe.
Has to
Why
drop.
are you laughing at your fellow?
Why am I laughing?
Like you never asked.
You want to know why? I'll tell you exactly why I'm laughing. Pat Riley said this at his press conference, where he's like, "This league is weird." But the thing that's funny about this is this was literally the Heat season. Like the Heat season literally was just 20-point, 15-point collapses in the fourth quarter. And I'm not suggesting the Heat are a playoff team. I just say that, like, welcome to what I watched all year with like no lead is safe. You used to think a 16-point lead used to mean something.
Yeah,
It means nothing.
It meant you could go to bed.
It means nothing anymore.
Nothing.
And you could just tell, like a guy like Tibbs, who, is a defensive guy at heart, Eric Spoelstra, a defensive guy at heart, they can't get a grasp on this. They can't get a grasp on this. And that's why you need people who can score the basketball.
Well, you have guys that can score the basketball. Unfortunately, they don't play a lick of defense. And so Indiana just does with the same size guy. So Siakam, they pick and roll. Uh-oh. Look who I got in front of me, how Haliburton's got Jalen Brunson. They said, I just saw a thing. When Jalen Brunson was the defender,
Yeah, they busted
the
his ass.
opponent went 10 for 12 for 26 points.
Yeah, he's 5'10". What are you expecting him to do?
No, I know.
That's
But
why it's like
they did a better job of like isolating them than other
You're
teams
not
have
gonna
done.
when you have a guy like him, you're not gonna build a better team than having Hart, Anunoby, Bridges around him to try and protect that. Like it is what it is.
It's
like
the same thing that Miami's doing with Tyler.
yeah, it's literally like that's why it's hard to get on Tyler, but that's why Tyler needs to you can't give me 15 points. Like you need to be able to.
You got to score 30.
You got to make good
because you're giving up
20.
20.
Yes.
If they score 10 out of 12 on you, you got to give me 43, which is what Brunson does. And the other thing, Brunson, I'll give him credit. At least he takes more charges than most people's.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, exposing him and Cat on defense, relentless.
Cat is an issue for me because it's not a size thing. It's a kind of a want-to thing. You got to want to.
He also he has silly fouls a lot too.
He's silly fouls like there's no.
I mean, it's you know what it is? I call them tired fouls. Like when you just tired of guarding somebody, you just hack them side out, right? You just hack them.
It's the only guy ever been known to be pulled from a 60-point game. Coach is like, too much, too stupid. You're gonna sitting on the bench. Like what? I got 60, coach. Sit down.
And he said, "What did the coach say?" That's he's like, "Yeah, we're not playing good basketball."
Oof. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear a little bit of Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver spoke to the media yesterday. I also heard one of the coaches say something crazy. I'm just like, I mean, it may be grounds for termination.
Contrary to popular belief, everybody in football, including players, shouldn't always be talking. But for some reason, the media thinks, oh, it'd be really cool to get this guy to talk.
Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Hey, we just had our second Whiskey Stars and Cigars a few weeks ago, and now we got your chance to win tickets to Drew Estate's sold-out Barn Smoker. Got another one of those coming tonight. Get a tour of the Florida Sun-Grown Farm. Enjoy fine spirits, a catered dinner, an exclusive Barn Smoker cigar pack upon arrival. For your chance to win, go to WQM's contest page on WQM.com and enter. Must be 21 or older to win and attend. Oh, man. Let's get to our headlines here, which are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Hey, Chris Haynes, where's my Giannis meeting update, dude? I need to know if this guy's asking out pronto. Let's go, dude. I need some whale action. I'm fiending a little bit here, right? I need something. I need a rumor, a whisper, something, some fodder. Even if it's no, just tell me something. Wasn't there supposed to be a meeting this week? He told me there was supposed to be a meeting this week. It's Thursday. No one's having a Friday meeting. You'd agree, Leroy. No one's having a Friday meeting. So the meeting has to be today, you would think.
I'm very confused. Did that coffee just hit right
No,
now?
I'm just
Holy
I'm
mother.
serious.
You have said
But I'm
like
telling you
1,000
right-
words.
Wow.
First, let me tell you something right now. I had the cold brew from Vice City Bean downstairs, and I got to go there more. It's wildly underrated. Very good. Not an endorsement. Just letting you guys know. The Citadel. I think there's a Vice City Bean down in downtown as well. Way better than that bum Big Face coffee. If you guys try Vice City Bean and you want a little, have the cold brew. It's really good. But Leroy, seriously, you would agree.
Hey,
You would agree.
hold
Where
on.
is my Giannis meeting, dude? Where are the facts of my Giannis meeting?
First, let me say this. Calm your ass down.
Why?
Scary.
What's wrong?
Like you are what
I'm just asking,
Too
baby.
much
What do you
energy.
mean?
Dude,
the
What?
hell's wrong with
you're
you?
like,
Hmm?
yeah, man. You look like you some booger sugar.
Man,
You did something.
I mean, maybe I've never
I mean,
indulged,
you
but
were
if I
just-
did, maybe this is what it would feel like. But I'm telling you, Leroy, you would agree. No one's having a meeting because I saw Giannis was in San Francisco, and so like, are they having the meeting on the West Coast? Because if you're flying out to a Giannis meeting, they called the meeting. So where would this meeting take place? Because I would have figured that he wants to be in Milwaukee for the meeting. So why haven't we had any updates on the meeting?
Hey,
Relax,
I
man.
just
want to know,
We
where
have
is
run
Giannis?
of words.
I have thought about this though. I have thought about this.
You would think the meeting would be in Greece, don't you think?
Man, that seems like an excuse to get a vacation if I'm the front office. I don't know.
Think
I
he's still in the city? You think
He
you
was
think
in-
Giannis in the
he was-
States?
He was at what was he at? He was at like a graduation in the Bay because I know our friends. What was that dude's name? Shashki. What the hell was that guy's
Joe
name?
Shosky?
Joe
Yeah,
Shack.
Shashki.
Yeah.
He I know that they were talking about Giannis being in the Bay because everybody wants to do Giannis and Steph Curry together. They're trying to do the thing that I'm doing, which by the way, get your own material, by the way, because I've said that Giannis and Bam, same agent. Now they're trying to do the same thing with Steph and Giannis, even though they don't have the same agent. They're under the same roof though. So here's the thing though. Where's my Giannis update, Leroy? Where is it? Because you got to figure like 9 a.m. West Coast. Giannis is trying to be very cute with the whole meeting thing. I don't know. I know I'm getting my hopes up and let down to get DeMar DeRozan. That's what I'm going to end up with, and I'm going to have to like it. But you know what I was thinking, Leroy? You know what I was
What
thinking?
were you thinking?
Watching these playoffs, right? Watching these playoffs, you have 3 stars essentially, really 4, that are all shining for teams that didn't want them. You know.
Mhm, mhm.
Originally, if you really think about it, we were talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP yesterday.
Mhm,
Yeah, throwing for the Paul George trade.
mhm.
Look at him now. Paul George is a Sixer. He's MVP. You look at the Knicks. They got Jalen Brunson. Mavs didn't want him. They didn't want him.
That's crazy.
Overlooked him. Is he worth the money? What is Jalen Brunson? Tyrese Haliburton. He was a king. Traded for Sabonis.
Right? Yep.
Woo! And even if you really want to look at Minnesota, yes, they have Ant-Man, who's their own. But Julius Randle, killing it for him. Been a win-win trade for him. But he's having probably his best playoffs he's had because he was not a very good playoff player for the Knicks.
He was always hurt.
Hurt, and also very good. So it made me think about the Miami Heat having to get into the old DGs, That's damaged goods. And so what I'm thinking, Leroy, this is just me.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to revisit the Zion thing. I think we got to revisit it, dude. I know that you're not too fond of it because you're worried about the weight, you're worried about the missed games, but we got to get some talent in here, baby. And someone's going to buy low on that guy, and it's going to pay off for him. Why not us? Everybody else shopped at the DGs, and look at him now. Well, I wouldn't say Haliburton was DGs. I mean, he was more like, let's get this feathery Sabonis Lithuanian kid in here, but I could have told you that wasn't going to work out. And now look at your franchise. So all I'm just saying, dude, Leroy, don't ignore me on this. Just look at me.
Look at him in the eye, Leroy.
Let's just take it. Just. I'm not telling you to buy him. But wear the Zions around the store for a little bit, baby. What do you think?
No.
Come on, man.
No.
Someone's gonna cash in on that kid. Why not us?
Nope.
As long as he gets his head on straight. Okay. Head on straight. Not too focused on Astron. Okay.
Come on, man.
What?
Come on, man.
What? He might be mature by the time he gets down here.
Ain't no man could be mature. Listen, Jesus Christ could not be tempted, could not avoid temptation if he comes down to Astron, this city with Astron. Stop it.
Everybody on
it's going to take, all it's going to take, to be honest with you, is one stroll on the wrong beach.
A good beach.
But we could probably get him for the cheapskis, dude.
I'm talking about all over?
Well,
South Beach.
South Beach.
South Beach, yeah.
South Beach. The only problem with South Beach is
unless he wants to see some old wrinkled ones.
Canadians
at all over.
Canadians.
Zion's like, I thought this was going to be a lot crazier over here on Haulover Beach.
It's a pretty beach.
For the old.
Leroy.
Yes.
You don't think that this has been like people? They say copycat league, right? Everybody's looking. Guys who are overlooked. And in a lot of ways, look, that worked for Jimmy. Jimmy was kind of overlooked at his other two stops and then came here, worked out good for the Heat. Why not having another guy with hey, look at me, just a little bit of baggage, Why won't he look at me, J-Fig?
I don't know.
What are you doing, Leroy?
Leroy?
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
You texting? What
Look
are you
at your boy.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm not looking.
No, but you're not
Look
looking
him in
at
the
it. The man has
He's
talked
trying
for
to talk to you.
Don't you see he's come
Why
down?
You don't think? If I'm just saying, it took this
Look
right.
at the baby blues.
Salary filler and the 20th pick for Zion. Okay, let's match him up with some expirings. All right, Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier, and I give him the 20th pick. You want to do it?
Here's what I don't want. And you can put whatever twist you want on this.
Mm-hmm.
If the thing that has plagued this team for the last 2 or 3 years have been injuries, why on God's green earth would I go out and get an injured player?
Great question. Because you want to know what's plagued us more than injuries? No buckets. We need buckets, dude. We need a bucket getter.
You know what can't get you no buckets? Ass and seat.
Well, that's fair. But that's why you got to roll the dice a little bit.
No, I'm not rolling the dice.
Come on, baby, let's go.
You wanted to roll the dice with Jimmy.
I did.
And you would have been, and then you would have been singing
Now
the blues.
I want to roll the dice on 24-year-old Jimmy.
Move on. You don't take no accountability.
I'm taking accountability.
No,
We're trying to
you're
out here. Come on.
No, you still haven't said more. Was I wrong about the Jimmy thing?
I have said that. You're trying to lash out and say I haven't had that. Leroy, we haven't had a
You were wrong about Jimmy. So that means you need to take a break.
No, that's not fair.
You need to take a break.
I'm not going to take a break.
All of the guys you want to bring have been busted up.
That's not fair. We haven't gotten any of the guys that I wanted to bring.
Dame?
Yeah. Oh, that would have been awesome.
But that's now.
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen. Tell you what's going to happen.
Y'all
Y'all ready for me to tell you we don't need no mid-range expert.
That's what you're going to get.
Okay. But here's what's going to happen. And I'm telling you. The Heat are going to get Zion.
Yeah. Say it again.
Right?
What?
He's going to ball out.
Yeah.
He's going to get like all NBA second team or something like that.
He's going to play 70 games?
He's going to play 70 games.
I love it.
Then you're gonna max him out, and his ass gonna get hurt.
No.
Nah,
That's what happened.
Come on, Leroy, have some bet. Yo, you know what?
I'm playing. Wait, Vlad. I don't care what y'all tell me. I'm playing the percentages.
Okay.
If it doesn't work that way, great. Okay. But if you think that all of a sudden he's gonna come here and be anything different than what he's been, then that's shame on
Okay,
you.
well, listen here, payroll Picasso. Okay. He's
That's a good
just
one.
starting an extension that just started. His extension goes for the next 4 years. And there's outs if he doesn't reach games.
I just told you what's going to happen.
Yeah, but they don't have to extend him anytime soon. His deal goes all the way till 28, 29. I'm just asking. Okay.
What's the harm?
Yeah, what's the harm?
The harm is he
What do we
doesn't
have
play.
What do we have
The
right now?
harm is he plays the way he's been
What do
playing the
we
last
have
3
right now?
years.
What do we have right now?
Okay.
We have nothing.
But guess what? If he gets Zion
Hmm?
and he's sitting on the bench, you have nothing. So
We're in the same place. And what did I give up? A first-round pick? Big deal.
and you're paying 40, 50 million.
You're gonna have to pay money somehow. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm just saying, pay
Should
somebody
I
who
pay
you
Terry Rozier?
No, hell no.
Exactly.
Give me some more options.
No, this is the one I want to talk about right now because we're talking.
No, you can't. No.
No, I don't want to.
That's like asking me what you want for dinner.
it's
well,
too-
I got chicken.
Okay, but I don't want to talk about the K.
Right.
We've talked about the
it's always
KD
good
thing.
with chicken.
We've talked about the K
Right.
thing,
You
K,
can't go
KD
wrong.
thing to death.
I
Okay,
mean-
we've talked about the Giannis thing, probably a pipe dream. Okay, I'm trying to be mature here. This is a guy who
So
could be available, who's got a lot of baggage, but I'm just saying,
wait,
baby.
why do you want to set yourself up when you've already conceded he's coming with baggage?
Dunks. Like he can dunk the ball, dude. Like a windmill jam, dude. Second year,
Dude,
second
he
year.
is. Dude, can I just tell you?
Hmm?
Next time you go buy a car,
Hmm?
can I be there?
60% shooting for his career, Leroy.
Huh?
60% shooting for his career.
Yeah, because he's played half of the games that he
No, that's
should.
not fair, dude.
Wait, of the amount of games he could possibly have played,
Mhm.
has he played in 40% of them?
I think he's missed way more than he's played.
Wait, dude. Does anybody? I'm trying to be fiscally sound here,
Mhm.
right? Does that like?
They said Tim Hardaway was cooked when he came here.
Okay, that's
They said he was. They said that.
but he still had a bad
So,
knee.
Leroy, do you not believe in the culture?
Do I believe in the culture? I believe in the culture, but the culture can't do nothing for injuries.
We turned Philly cheese into Dwayne Wade one year.
And then you paid him, and then what happened?
Big mistake.
Right,
Big mistake.
So-
But this is outs. This is outs. We have outs.
dude. Like,
If you had to choose one from Schmeathan, okay, Schmeathan asks, you have to choose one.
Mm.
No choice.
why
You
are
have
you
to choose
why are you pigeonholing me?
because you have to choose. Zion or Trae Young.
Zion. I don't want a garden gnome. You can't have
So
a.
what you're saying is you agree with him.
No, I don't.
What about Ja?
I don't need your help.
What about Ja? Ja or Zion?
Who you giving up?
You got to give them a lot more to get Ja because they're going to ask for a lot more.
No, but I'm saying
I'm going to say 3 first-round picks.
No.
Jovic.
no.
Okay,
no,
so you'd rather go
no.
Ja on the cheap, Zion on the cheap skis.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
because here there's nobody that I could put Ja with or Trey with that's not gonna have the two guards looking like Swiss cheese.
Mhm.
And then to make it even worse, you're gonna get two guys who aren't very tall. And Ja's has a propensity of getting hurt too.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to know how to land.
Right. So, like,
Not
dude,
that-
here's what I want to do. I want to be able for 70 games a year, the guy that you bring in to be your primary scorer,
Mhm.
I want you to be able to say he's going to be there for 70 games.
Well, that's Trey.
He's a garden gnome.
Okay, well, that's
Dude,
when you're
like-
shopping for DGs, dude.
Who's going to, okay, when you play Indiana,
Mhm.
who's he going to guard?
Probably Hallie, I would guess. Haliburton, Neesmith, one of the shooters.
Wait, what?
So Trae Young is going to guard
Gonna
Haliburton.
guard somebody. They'll have a turnstile off.
And we're going to have this. We're going to have this conversation.
You want to put him on Siakam?
Well, listen, Leroy, there's not many great D2A players. So if you got a guy,
No. But here,
he's gonna stink
I'm not
defensively.
saying he got to be D Wade on defense,
Mhm.
but he got to be able to hold his own. I'm not saying he's gonna be all defensive team, okay? But the guys we talking about lack defense, and you can't have two guards that lack defense. You think if they saying now, oh, we just wanted to pick on Tyler, what they gonna say when Trey get there? We say we want to just put a butt in his face at all times, back him down, back that ass up.
Yeah, that's why I'm
That-
also
that's
saying
what
like
they
you're
gonna
gonna
do.
have
Trey gonna be back there.
but that's why I kind of like the Zion. Like it's a little bit of a weird fit with Bam, but if you kind of have him as like your point forward, and
Then what are you gonna do for shooting?
well, Tyler, you got Tyler. Tyler can shoot the lights out, and
Every team has 2 or 3 shooters on the floor.
yeah, you need to find another shooter because your two bigs are not necessarily shooters. Bam showed a capability
Is
to shoot.
Zion considered a big?
No, I mean he's 6'6", but I think ball in his hands. But I tell you what he is. He's a paint murderer. He is a paint and they don't have that. Like he can kill in the paint, Leroy, when healthy, of course. All things being healthy and non-horny. I'm honestly more worried about that. I'm more worried about that than I am the health.
So you're the Triple H in his list of Triple H's.
Mhm.
There's hoops,
Yep.
horny, health.
That's right.
Which one's number one for him? Seems like
Number one concern?
or number one priority? Seems like it's horny. And we
It
could add
seems
another
like-
fourth. We could add another fourth H. He always seems to be hungry too.
He's the great wrestler Quadruple H.
He's the
Hey,
he's involved
listen,
with quadruple
if-
H.
Vlad, can somebody please answer this question?
It's all about the game, but can he play it?
It's all about the ass.
Can somebody, wait, can somebody please answer this question? If we telling these jokes now, is that a guy you want to depend and put your franchise on?
Yes, because we're just cracking jokes now because we need to crack jokes. NBA free agency hasn't started yet. So
I don't want to hear from you, Knicks fan.
I would legitimately.
I'm actually being real here.
I would legitimately be fired up if we got Zion. I
Really?
would be really excited.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Maybe it's the maybe I'm scarred from the last 2 years.
Of what?
Just guys that you depend on not being available.
But they got hurt.
So Vlad, that's my point.
But they got
so
hurt.
Why would you bring somebody in
Because they're
who's
young and
played
not hurt.
less games than them?
Because they're younger. Jimmy was old.
Wait,
He was
Tyler's
older.
not. Is Tyler older than Zion?
By like by a couple months.
A couple of months.
Couple months.
So
Okay.
they ain't that much older.
So wait a minute. Okay.
He's
so
gonna be.
Hold on.
He'll be 25 next month.
So you
Zion.
questioned Tyler, right? And his health issues. And then did Tyler not?
Yeah, but Tyler had legitimate like
bone breaks. ankle
great.
snaps.
Right. There's a difference. Then you getting pulling a fat. And when I mean pulling a fat, hammy, bad back, that's all
And not drama off the court.
right. And no drama off the court.
Maybe
Tyler, I was more willing to hang in there with Tyler because of the weirdness of his injuries, right?
But
I get that he was hurt, but they were like some weird hustle injury, break his hand, stuff like that.
But every one of these teams, they had a guy that was a little overlooked by an organization, and look at him thriving.
Listen.
So we're looking
Yeah,
at
but not their main guy.
no, that's not true.
Brunson?
Halliburton.
Well, Haliburton, before did he even
Brunson?
play? Did Haliburton even play
Played for a year.
Yeah, he did play
Played
for
for a year.
Sacramento.
Okay.
He
Played for a
played for
year.
Sacramento. He
Now
was
they have
good.
none of
and
them.
they didn't like him because it was awkward. I can see
No,
why
Well,
you
they just
cannot.
chose Fox. They
They
chose.
just-
They,
it was-
They chose Fox.
they chose Fox. They brought
And
in
he ain't there
Sabonis,
either.
And
Now, and Brunson is a bona fide scorer,
mhm.
right? But maybe they had questions about his defense.
No, they just didn't want to. They didn't want to pay him.
They didn't want
They
to.
wanted to
They
pay
don't
him
wanna pay
because they thought he was on the small side, right?
Got to be sick if you're a Mavericks fan.
Well, not
At least they're getting Cooper Flag though.
But here's the thing, though. They
Mhm.
also got Kyrie after that.
Right.
That's true.
But that's what I'm saying.
And Sacramento, they had
Another guy, by the way, damaged goods. How low was his reputation going to Dallas? Everybody was rats off a ship on Kyrie, Leroy. Everybody. You gotta listen, Pat Riley. You gotta have some cajones, dude. It's a little bit of a risk, but it's not that much of a risk. Especially if the other stuff doesn't work out. Let's be real about it. It's hocus pocus, right?
I can't believe I'm gonna help you out, man. I think Zion should go to Miami. Bro.
Me too.
You got UD,
All right,
you got
listen,
Zoe.
hold
You
on,
come
hold
on,
on.
man.
Here,
Come on, Leroy.
All I'm saying is this. There's one thing to know what you're getting. There's another thing to hope that you can get. And I think this is a situation where you would be hoping that you can get this player, right? Hoping you can get the player that he hasn't shown for a majority of his career for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even counting the kind of emotions that are going to be activated when he get down here and all his sun. I hope one of the motivations is sweating.
The horny's gonna wear off. Give him one summer.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Those blue, I don't know about that. Not if you
I
get
got
All
married.
right, that's
wait.
too much. Too much.
Wait. I got married when I was 40.
you smart.
I'm just saying. Like I'm just being honest that like
Well, maybe he comes into a locker room where it's a little more settled down.
man,
Bam's
he
got
got
Asia.
women. He got women.
Tyler's got
Wait,
his little family.
He got women tattooing their face.
That was a bit.
A bit.
Wasn't for real.
Okay.
Yeah, but he hasn't. I mean, if he goes down the street,
Come on, man.
ain't no
Like,
way.
listen, again,
Hmm?
at least give me this. Even if I would say, okay, I would be good with Zion.
Yeah.
You can't know what you're going to get. You can only hope. That is terrifying when you're trying to find somebody you can depend on.
But this is the beauty of them keeping their pick, because now you can, like, one of the things that would have been scary is if they would have had their pick this year, unless obviously the improbability, which the league fixed it for Dallas, but the improbability that they would have gotten it. Now, let's say he does stink up the joint and he is injured. Well, all right, blew up in our face, roll the dice. We'll see what we get next year. There is a point where the Heat have to figure out that they are in a good year to risk stuff because there's nothing to lose.
Here's what I would say. They're in a position now where anybody who's available is a risk. So from that standpoint, the only risk that you wouldn't have is if you stayed pat. And if you do that, you're going to lose. People are going to lose their minds.
Chico and Gordo says, Tobin.
Who's Chico and Gordo?
New chatter.
Oh,
It's a podcast.
Gordo's
It's
supposed
a
to.
pod-
All right, I got you.
Tobin, you make me question life sometimes.
You question life.
What the hell happened? Did you just drink
Hey!
from his Celsius? What the hell
Wait,
just
wait.
happened? What the what?
How about
is going
this? Tico, we were in Vegas, and I thought I was a prize fighter walking through the casino one night. He just started shadow boxing. I didn't know whether I need to put my mouthpiece in or like, what we doing?
Dennis says, what's wrong with little tanksies, baby?
You're not tanking.
But we have now a parachute to do it if we want to. You know.
So, like, see, and that's where I don't want to run it back. And I think sometimes free agency works like this. You can only get who's available, right? And so from that standpoint, sometimes you end up with a guy like Zion because that's who was available, or that's who you could get. Because there's a lot of teams for all the other stars that are available that have way much more crap to offer than the Miami Heat. So every time the Heat have to make a trade, it's like a 4 or 5 team deal. You get him, you get him, You get him. You get it. We get the right. So I'm not saying that any of it is possible, but just going out and trading for Zion, like, he's amazing. I'm not questioning his ability to play basketball, but with the conversations that Pat Riley has just had, it would almost seem a little hypocritical that you go get a guy that's played fewer games than any of the guys you complained about.
Not hypocritical.
What is it? What would it be called?
Because he's not asking for an extension. Like, there's nothing hypocritical about it.
What do you mean? I'm not talking about an extension. I'm just talking about current contract.
There's nothing. You're bringing in talent. That's what it is. You're buying low on talent.
But talent on the bench is not talent.
Agreed. But
how many games? Okay. Over or under games played for Zion with the Miami Heat next year?
72.
Wait, no.
I would take that bet every day of the week.
Time out. Let's make it real. 65 is better.
So he's got to make the threshold?
He's got to make the threshold.
He makes the threshold.
65.
He'll make the threshold.
He did play 70 games one year, right? Or 72?
He did before the year before this.
1 year.
And then he blew out his hand.
You know why you can't laugh at that? Because Tua was only healthy for 1 year, and you were saying pay that man the money.
Different position,
though. Franchise player, franchise quarterback, same difference.
He's not going to. You think Zion will be a franchise player?
He is a franchise player. I mean, he's a franchise talent.
He just doesn't play. Franchise talent. He ain't a franchise. He ain't a franchise player.
Got to change it up. Got to get him out of the stew of the Pelicans.
That's what I'm trying to get you away from.
Why?
You are the guy that thinks, but if he's here, it'll be different.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy that's saying you can't think that way.
Why?
You can trade for him, but understand that he's probably going to be who he's been. If not, it's a bonus.
Yeah, but it's also not that big a risk.
Why not?
Give it up a
Isn't that your money?
first round pick. You're going to pay the money anyway. I'm going to pay Duncan Robinson and Terry Rozier. I'm going to pay Zion. And then you can get out of the contract. It's not guaranteed. I told you.
Or he plays well for 1 year.
He's already under contract for 4 more years.
Okay, so you can't even.
He's not going to be,
So do they
down.
like as these incentives go? Do those years become guaranteed? Did you look into that?
Yes. As the more games, then the more becomes guaranteed.
All right. I like.
We got to take a break. We're way over.
It's your fault.
Coming
in here hot.
Disagree. You.
You did come in hot, bro.
You came in hot.
You finished hot.
I didn't finish hot. I'm trying to finish reasonably.
Called the segment
Like
a hot
I
pocket.
understand. I'm calling everything what it is.
Hey, yo.
But for people to think that it like just because he comes down here, he's going to be different. Like, come on.
I thought for sure I was going to get the -1 button, not that button.
That wasn't you.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Who said he finished hot? It's crazy. That's wild.
Back after this.
He's a meathead. That's the difference.
That's not fair.
You are.
I'm not a meathead, dude.
Really? Really?
It's not fair. Quick segment here because we went 28 straight minutes on Zion and to the Heat.
And you can listen to that
Right on the Odyssey app.
On the Odyssey app.
We'll give away some tickets here. Dirks Bentley's bringing his Broken Branches tour to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in June, and we got your chance to win tickets right now. If you guys want to go see Dirks Bentley, be caller number 4 to 305-567-0560. Caller 4 to 305-567-0560 to win those Dirks Bentley tickets. We'll get to Goosey's, no Goosey's. Before, though, Leroy, give us a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call up at 866-954-MORE. All your legal needs.
I feel like we should find a way to play it.
Yeah.
Tell them just to have Leroy sing it.
Sure. Give me the lyrics.
No, you got to do it with the accent because I think
Yeah.
Number.
Yeah.
How's it looking?
Right now it's looking partly cloudy. I'm looking for some. I'm gonna go ahead on and say it's still coming out of the south. Oh no! It's coming out of the west. It's turned out of the west. Planes are coming in from over the ocean. So I'm gonna say the winds are coming out of the southwest at about it looks like maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour. And I'm gonna say if we're on a heater, it is 88 degrees. Let me put down the window plex.
It is 91 degrees.
Programming.
It's 91 degrees, Leroy.
91.
Yeah, it feels like it's 95.
Jeez.
The wind is blowing at 2 miles per hour.
No, that wind isn't. Look at those trees out there.
It's gusting at 8 miles, but the wind is at 2 miles per hour.
That's a lie.
You're wrong.
Look, Tobin, turn around and look at those trees over
That
there
big dark
behind
one
you.
is
That's
moving.
not 2 miles an hour to blow those trees.
Look, man, I don't want to debate.
Wind is blowing at 2 miles per hour, gusts at 8 miles per hour. Direction is 53 degrees northeast.
Now, we'll say this about South Florida weather as a golfer. When it starts getting hot, like hell hot, the wind doesn't blow.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's unbelievable
So-
how we can't even get a damn
It
breeze.
says 91 degrees, but it feels like it's 95. That means nothing's blowing, bro.
That's true. There's no air. There's no natural
Looking at
AC.
the trees right now. All I'm
Could be
looking
construction shaking.
I'm looking.
A tree's passing wind.
Don't look at me like that.
You see there.
We got to take a break. Goosies. No Goosies. Those Dirks Bentley tickets up for grabs, too. 305-567-0560. Caller 4. Goosies, no Goosies is next. Matthew. Time to play our favorite Thursday game, a little Goosies. No Goosies. As we got game 2 tonight. Panthers.
How we feeling?
I'm feeling good, dude.
How we feeling about this? We
Very
feeling
confident.
good?
Very confident.
Here's what I want.
House money game for the Cats.
No, you can't. Here.
I mean,
Here's it technically, yes. But as a player,
I know nobody thinks
you
that
want to
way.
keep going on this string of just destroying
Of course.
fools.
They could end the series.
Right? Because the worst thing is if you play poorly, because Paul Maurice said there were some things he didn't like. But if you go into this game thinking we got one and you play poorly, now you got to turn it around.
I got you.
So I just want him to keep playing. Whether you win or lose, that's a whole nother conversation. But if you play the way you've been playing the last 3 games or 4 games, then whatever happens. I can live with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a bad hockey game. I don't want to see the Panthers play outside of who the way they've been playing. And that's the one thing I could say. They haven't really.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
What do we have today for Goosies, no Goosies?
No Goosies.
You don't even know what it is yet, dude.
I barely spoke. Give me a second, okay?
I was trying to come in hot like Tobin did the last.
No, you have to say a lot of words continuously very quickly.
Words.
Oh, yeah, you did. Can I just tell you?
What?
You were on
Goosed up
yeah.
you were geeked up.
Yeah, I don't even know why.
on Cobra.
Because where's my Giannis meeting, dude?
You ain't
Give
getting a
it to
meeting
him
with
already.
Giannis. You're not even talking about a meeting with Giannis in the Heat. You're
No, I
talking
want
about
when's his breakup meeting?
how do you know he's breaking up?
You don't call a meeting unless you're breaking up, dude.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
It's his off season. Why do you call an off season meeting?
Bring your playbook.
To say, hey guys, what do you think? Is Doc Rivers there giving some plays? How do you think we're gonna do without Dame this year? Not great, Doc.
Anyway,
What do we got for Goosies, no Goosies, Jennifer?
first off, we have Anthony Weaver on his draft class.
All right, the Dolphins defense coordinator spoke yesterday on his draft class, which involved a lot of defensive players. Here was the bob and weave.
Oh, thrilled about the draft process. It was a collective work of so many, just targeting the guys that we did. Really excited about Kenneth Grant and what he brings to the middle of that defense, and him just being in here and having the opportunity to work with Benito and Zach Sealer, and obviously Coach Clark. Whatever he's supposed to be at the end of the day, I promise you he will reach every bit of God-given potential. Really happy about Jordan Phillips, guy that was kind of under the radar a little bit, but the way he plays on film and just the person that he is, it's the same thing. He's going to reach that ceiling, and have really high hopes for both those kids. And then I still don't know how we got Zeke Biggers in the 7th. A guy with that size, that length, that mass to play as hard as he plays, he can end up being a steal for us too. So really happy about those 3. They've been putting the work in since they've gotten here. And just I know we'll live through some growing pains early, as you do with all rookies. But the one thing I do know is that it's going to click faster for them than just because of the work they put in.
I got the Goosies.
And the fact that you need them to play.
I got the Goosies. Anthony Weaver's a vibe. I like him. He's
Very positive,
I like
very upbeat. He doesn't sound like an old curmudgeon.
got good sideline presence. I'm a fan. What about you? Got the Goosies?
I do. I like the fact that there's that there's a lot of young talent that people are going to be eager to watch play. It's been a while since this team has relied on a lot of young talent. They've always gotten a lot of veterans. If you get some of these young guys to come in and play, your team is in a totally different place.
What about you, Vlad? You got the Goosies?
I do have the Goosies because I think Anthony Weaver is going to be your head coach in 2025.
Maybe.
Wow.
He might be right. If they got off to a rocky start against the division, could be old outskis for Mike McDaniel
What the
and
hell is that?
Bob. Well, you weren't looking, so you missed the thumb gesture.
Look at your friend, Leroy.
Leroy has not looked at anything the last 2 segments.
have.
No, you haven't.
You're focused.
And
I'm
now
not
Something
focused on
else.
it.
You're focused.
What do you focus on? Are you buying golf stuff?
No.
Yeah, he's definitely got like a sale for like.
It's gotta be a-
red.
I'm waiting for the
All right.
So wait.
contract.
So wait.
Contract.
Oh, I thought you were at like a taco order downstairs.
No
or something.
contract. No, I ain't got
Jennifer, you got the goosies?
Of course.
taco.
Tacos.
What the hell would I order a
Goosies.
taco?
I don't know.
They're more like burritos downstairs.
Yeah, I've had that place. It's all right.
haven't had it yet.
I go with the wings,
The wings are top. That's power ranking
and
number one.
and I've hit up the pasta place.
The jerk wings at the Citadel.
Oh,
Wow.
wow! And they have
And
jerk
those
bites too.
Ooh,
Those
man.
jerk bites are
I can't
amazing.
wait. I'm gonna eat them tonight.
Jennifer, you got the goosies?
I did say I had the goosies. Yeah.
Do you have number 2?
Okay, I do have number 2. We have the Miami Dolphins keeping the Tush Push alive. They were one of the 10 teams to vote to keep it.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Hmm?
Because all the people that voted against it are jealous they can't do
They
it.
soft.
That's it. That's it.
Although the Bills voted against it, which
made no
that's
sense.
kind of weird because
they're
they do it the
Buffalo.
most aside from the Eagles.
They're Buffalo. They
I
don't
think
make
their
sense.
tush push is just Josh Allen though, isn't it?
Right. It's not like
He doesn't really need a shove ski.
I mean, it does help that if your quarterback can squat 600 pounds,
And then you got a guy who could squat another 600 pounds behind him.
pushing him.
Yeah.
Right.
Dolphins quarterback. I don't want him anywhere near that. Get out.
You
of
can
there.
put a tight end in there. You can put anybody in there. The tush push is not about who's got the ball.
Mhm.
It's about the guys up front and the pushers.
Oh,
That's the whole thing. Everybody's getting caught up in the wrong thing. Oh, they have Josh Allen. Oh, they have Jalen Hurts. It's the line, the offensive line. When you think about it,
Mhm.
who has 2 of the best offensive lines in the league?
Eagles,
Philadelphia.
Bills.
Right. So, get a better offensive line. Otherwise, shut it.
But I got the goosies. Not looking soft. I'm happy about that.
Goosies. Yes. I like yeah, I got the gooses in them not, wanting to get rid of it. I wish they would partake in it a little bit more, not necessarily with somebody carrying the ball, but with the offensive line.
Wouldn't it be funny if Mike? Remember the second year of Tony Sparano? He lost all that weight, and everybody was like, "Whoa, Tony Sparano, that was a body change." Rest in peace, of course. What if Mike McDaniel came back one day as
Chunky?
no, I was gonna say a
Diesel?
powerlifting bro.
Like
he
he's
got into
Diesel?
CrossFit.
Wait,
yeah,
If he got into powerlifting right now,
yeah.
Roy,
he might be able to lift the bar by Kane.
Wouldn't it be something though? Like Mike McDaniel just comes, he goes sleeveless.
absolutely. Everybo's thinking he's taking roids.
Yeah,
HGH.
like a
I mean,
juiced up Mike McDaniel.
He's going to be a jockey his whole life.
like D Gordon just to keep up the weight.
D. Gordon.
Vlad, you got the goosies for the tush push surviving.
What in women? What's going this?
J-Fig's getting some
What is it?
cafecito.
Yeah.
Got a cafecito delivery.
Wow.
Wow.
Goosies, Vlad.
Yeah, I am goosies. I'm the Jets, the Dolphins. I'm happy those 10 teams decided they're not soft. Like this, all you got to do is get some linemen, like Leroy said, and do it yourselves.
Get some old fat.
I will say though, no goosies for Jason Kelsey saying I would come back to playing if I could run the tush push 60 times.
Oh, he's
No,
not
you're
doing
not.
anything.
Shut
You're
your
a
mouth.
podcast. You're a
Stop.
podcaster, not
Now
a
you
podcast
capping.
boy.
Now you cap.
Jennifer, you got the goosies.
I do have the goosies.
All right. Give us one more, Jennifer, for goosies, no goosies.
Okay, Leroy's pulling up the glasses. We have Brad Marchand on the Panthers. He says, I can't say enough about the organization. No one needs leadership in the room. Everyone is a leader in their own way.
Man,
That's goosies.
that's goosies
on
galore,
Goosies
dude.
on goosies.
I can't believe I love this guy.
Why do I like him?
Galore.
I got the goosies. I like Marshall.
Goosies
I think
galore.
You really love Marchand, don't you, right now?
Crazy.
You know what the thing
Exit
is?
from the game.
Can we do this?
Boston was holding him back.
Can we give credit to Bill Zito?
Yeah.
Because there is not a person that he has brought into this organization that did not fit.
Fit the culture pretty well.
Just every player that he's brought in. Isn't it amazing? So that's how you get talent.
Mhm.
You see, and I don't know if it works differently in other sports because I know basketball, you just bring in the star and make it work. right? You get the star, we'll figure it out.
Mhm.
Football, there's a little bit of both. Like the Eagles did an incredible job in that they brought a special teamer to play linebacker because he fit and he ended up being all pro. So that's another excellent example of you see somebody, you think he would fit your system and you bring him in. So think what didn't work? Name a player in the last 3 years that has come here and you go, that didn't work. They all have contributed. In fact, at the end of every year, we're like, oh no, we're gonna lose this guy.
Yeah,
and then
no.
they
Oh
break
no,
my
we're gonna
heart.
lose Montour. Oh no,
I
we're
don't know
gonna
if I can lose Benny.
Right, you see what I'm
slow.
saying?
I don't know if I
So
can lose
yeah,
Vlad, you got the Goosies?
I definitely have the Goosies, man. Come on, bro.
Let's go Cats.
I mean, look, that's why it's always good when a great player joins the op, and then you start realizing everything that you hated about him is why you love him now.
Yeah, he's a perfect Panther.
So when he's gone after this season,
Wow, you said perfect.
He's a perfect Panther.
when he's gone after this season, and he comes back with another team, you guys are gonna start cheering for him.
I know.
because he will probably hand you a second Stanley Cup.
is this true?
What?
The Dolphins and Detroit Lions are gonna have joint practices this year.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Is that like a preseason thing?
Yeah, they usually sometimes you rather practice against teams instead of play against them in preseason because you get more work against their number ones or whatever.
I saw they were doing the Bears and the Jags. So
The
guess-
preseason schedule out? Is this preseason?
I don't know. Can I just no? I read the text. That's what Dave South said. But I will say this.
Yeah, they're joining against all three of their teams, which means no one will play in the preseason.
Right.
We'll take a break. Final hour coming on up. Brian Boucher going to join the show from NHL on TNT. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. Brian Boucher from TNT, NHL on TNT, is going to join us. He's on the call tonight with Kenny Albert, Eddie Olczyk on Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. You, of course, can hear Doug Plagens, Billy Lindsay tonight, 560 WQAM, as they continue their road to repeat, which is brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get to the rest of our headlines. Brought to us by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Tonight, it is Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals between the Timberwolves and Thunder. Thunder are 7.5-point favorites tonight in Game 2. That's an 8:30 tip-off from OKC. Of course, last night, you had the Pacers beating the Knicks in overtime, 138-135, capped off or highlighted by Tyrese Haliburton's incredible long miracle shot to save the comeback.
That thing was like, and the only thing is that what made it even worse is that everybody in the arena was like this. No. Yes. And then Indiana was like, yes. Now, those idiots start celebrating without realizing it was a 2. But then, even with that, Vlad.
Shouldn't there be a tech?
No.
What?
Vlad.
You can't do the choke sign. You can't do the choke sign.
But Vlad, listen to this.
Accurate description.
Listen to
it
this.
was that. I mean, it was accurate.
Even with that being said, they still had a chance to win the game.
Listen. Knicks choke. The Knicks absolutely choke job.
Yep.
Okay? Some of your favorite 70s actors couldn't choke as bad as the Knicks did last night.
It was bad.
But, like you said, there's always the thing. You still got 5 minutes to play.
Right.
There's still more of a game.
You win
But
in the overtime.
Mentally, they were done.
Well, then they're not mentally tough.
That happened, I believe,
which is what we've been told of what we've been saying about this team all playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We live in a world where after one game, if you lose and you lose in that way, they're gonna question you.
Right.
You win game 2, then everybody starts questioning Indiana. That's where we are. That's where we at. And they have every right to question us. That was a bad job. That was a 28-3 Atlanta Falcon choke job that we just did there. The only good thing is we still got, another game to play.
I recall this is the Eastern Conference semifinals, of course, but you remember Kyle Lowry hitting that incredible half-court heave against the Heat to send it to overtime. I was like, oh, and he was like already going through it.
But did the Heat win that?
The Heat won that game.
Right.
They were able to win.
But that's
that
what
game.
I'm saying.
They didn't win the series ultimately, but they did win that game. But
yeah, but they won the champ. They won the championship that year, didn't they? Was that the year they won the championship?
They won the championship the next year.
Okay.
I believe the next year is when they won the championship. This was the year that I think the Cavs came back. This was the comeback.
LeBron?
Year. Yeah. I think this was looking on the court. You got Whiteside, Winslow, Kyle Lowry. Oof. 3 years, $30 million apiece for that guy. Wouldn't even ask him.
If he won a title, you wouldn't be saying this, right?
He didn't, though.
That's the thing, right?
He didn't.
That's it. I just wanted to make sure.
Give me any help. Signed your best friend for $90 million.
That's a good friend, by the way.
Great friend. Speaking of great friends, you know who's a great friend? Jennifer.
Hello.
So, Jennifer, what do you have? Your friend is looking for a little bit of support with something. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, she's just being a very good counselor. And today we want to shine a light on one student from True North Classical Academy. Her name is Carla Suarez. She has launched a beautiful passion project to donate school supplies to students in Latvia.
Ooh.
But this isn't just about pencils and paper. Each package is filled with heartfelt notes of encouragement written to remind students overseas that they are seen, supported, and loved.
Wow.
And
How can people donate?
I actually have a QR code where you can donate. She would go to a summer camp, I believe, and she would see that they needed school supplies. So she decided to create this whole passion project. I thought that was very nice that she's just trying to globally make an impact.
And
it all starts somewhere.
If you guys are listening on the radio and you want to help, it's on Instagram, sending a smile LV at sending a smile LV, and you guys can send it there as well. But for our viewers out there, JFig's got the QR code. But for our listeners on the podcast, at sending a smile LV, if you guys want to donate to that cause, check that on out. Well done, Jennifer.
Everything is very
Well done.
well appreciated. Thank you.
We'll take a break. Back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Cats back on the ice tonight. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. We'll talk more about it coming up later on this hour with Brian Boucher from TNT. He's on the call tonight between the benches. Played with Sergei Bobrovsky when he was a wee lad, a wee rookie lad. Dolphins. They got mini camps going on right now. Can I just tell you something that's what are you doing, dude?
I hit the wrong button.
Yo,
Sorry.
this guy is
dude. You have been locked on that phone for no less than an hour and 20 minutes.
That's not true.
Yes, it's true.
It's pretty true.
That's not true.
It's true. Stop covering the mic.
I could.
That's
yeah,
not true.
yeah, okay, it is true.
It's not true.
You could review the tape. You've been locked. You've been locked in.
Ever since he was.
You've been thinking about Paella, not the program.
No.
Yeah, you did.
That's not true.
I think
That's
so.
not true.
I think so. Can I tell you something that drove me nuts? I'm all for defending your guys, right? I'm all for defending your guys.
What do you mean, you guys?
Just as a coach, a player, your friends, whatever. I'm all for defending your guys. But I will not sit here and be blatantly lied to.
By who?
Dolphins offensive line coach Butch Barry.
Ooh, what did he say?
Oh, wait. Let me guess. Let me say something. Vlad,
Go ahead.
I'm going to just say 2 words. Liam Eichenberg.
That's right.
You made up for your 1 hour of
Wait. We don't even know. We don't even know the other offensive linemen, right?
Oh, that's right.
But I know.
That was good. That was good.
I know for a fact that if Tobin has a problem with what somebody said about the offensive line, then Liam Eichenberg was mentioned. Go ahead. What did
He was asked about bringing him back by reporters, and he said, quote, "He's the glue in the room. Does an unbelievable job with the whole room, doing an unbelievable job with younger players. He's a leader by nature in terms of how to do the standard of work. He can play a lot of different positions, has multiplicity." And I think that's very important. You want to know something, dude?
Wait, I
You wanna know
told you
something?
this,
Okay,
though.
But Butch, then do me a favor, dude. Make him a coach then. If I need glue and standard in the room, make him a coach. Because the fact that I'm a snap away from you guys even contemplating putting him back out on the field is
Dude.
malpractice.
Let
I
me-
thought we'd be over this already.
Listen,
Did you know?
I told you. Wait. I told
God.
you why he was going to be back on the team.
Great.
And why is
I
that?
thought somebody was
Why is that?
I don't know.
You know why?
because they're stupid.
No, because here's how football teams work. Okay? If I have one guy that I can play in multiple positions, in actuality, I have 3 guys.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
Now, he may not be a starter, but
He's not.
if you need to play him at a number of different positions here and there, everybody has one of those guys.
And so we decide to have the worst guy?
No,
He
dude,
stinks.
They're rare.
Rare?
Yes.
How can having somebody, you want to know why they're rare? Because you'd never have somebody this bad on a team.
I'm telling you,
What is he good at office parties? Like, I want to know. Does he always remember to bring the birthday cake?
I'm telling you that every team has the 1 or 2 guys that play multiple positions on the offensive line.
The only reason he plays multiple positions on the offensive line is because he was never good at one of them.
I didn't say all that.
No,
I'm just saying
but
that's why
fine.
that's why they view him as an asset.
What should we try Eichenberg this year? He's done center. He's done left.
I mean,
right guard.
put it this way. Bob Sapp,
Mhm.
they had him on offense, then they moved him to defense, then they moved him to China, Japan,
where he became a legend.
where he's a legend. He's a
I
legend.
gotta reach
over
back
there.
out to him. He said he would come on one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing a fight, and then
He was doing a fight.
I
Yeah.
forgot about it, but I
Yeah.
want to get him on.
Yeah. I'm
Monster.
gonna ask him. We gotta ask him.
About the spiders?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. We had they played a prank on him. So he played a prank on somebody. So our center was probably like 265, 270 pounds. And Bob Sapp was massive and had the muscles on top of muscles.
Ridiculous. A specimen.
So one time Jeff Christie came out of the shower and Bob Sapp went at him like he was mad as hell.
What?
And he goes, and so Jeff yelling, hold on. If we're going to fight, let me put some drawers on. And we just start laughing in the locker room because he went and chased him around and he was like, he thought he was serious.
This is for our viewers out here. This is Bob Sapp.
Yes.
Like just a terrifying monster.
And he was also in what's the
He looks like
Electra. He was in that movie.
You gonna eat that cornbread?
So, but
Say he does like Electra.
the movie,
he was in the movie Electra with Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
I know, but you said he looks like Electra.
No, I said he was in Electra.
Oh, okay.
So guess why he didn't make it with the Vikings?
Why's that?
Not aggressive enough.
Well, they did say a lot. Like
You had to get him mad to go out and play regular football. And it just became like they didn't know whether to put him on the offensive line or defense. Who in the hell is he fighting?
looks like Jelly Roll.
Dude, look at
You can't even say that anymore.
he needs to go to
Zero has
Dr.
changed.
Pimple Popper and get rid of that growth up underneath his arm. Yeah.
I only fight Bob Sapp when I need a favor.
But you know, he fought 7 guys on one pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think it was on the up and up.
You think?
Legend though, still a legend. Beloved in Japan.
Yep.
Is
But
still
he
in
was
there?
he was a cool dude. Just you had to get him fired up to go out and play regular football.
Respectfully, I don't think that Liam Eichenberg's beating 7 guys on the pay-per-view one night.
We're just trying to get him to beat the guy across from him.
Yeah, which he doesn't.
I'm telling you, Tobin.
Just send
Wait.
Send him to
Wait.
the Yotes, dude.
After the season was over with, what did I tell you?
Just send him to the Yotes.
You don't
though,
understand how these guys are important in the league.
Dude. And I get it. Like the Dolphins basically were like, you know, they thought, someone's going to pay him, right? Because everybody's going to pay offensive linemen.
No, they're not paying him a lot of
And
money.
now the Dolphins are like, hey guys, no one wanted to
They're
pay
not-
me.
They're not paying him a lot of money.
I know he's making. I know he's on the cheap skis. I get it.
So a guy that can play multiple positions on the cheap ski.
You
You gotta have some guys like that on your team.
You ever
You
hear-
can't go pay big money for every position.
play the undrafted kid, Andrew Meyer from
Who-
last year.
Nobody's saying he's going to be a starter.
I know. I don't. But I'm saying don't have him. Don't even have it as an option. Don't even if Savai
Stop having
Naya,
3 offensive linemen getting hurt.
but if Savai Naya does get hurt, or if James Daniels doesn't come back from his Achilles right, I don't even want it being on the menu. Take it off the menu.
Do you understand? And I told you this when the season ended. Liam Eichenberg will probably be back because every team has 1 or 2 guys that play multiple positions. And although they don't start, they're important to the team because you can move them around.
Remember Reniel Pinto? Marlins reliever,
Why
Reniel
you-
Pinto. Do you remember him?
Here we go.
People would say the same thing about Reniel Pinto, and they would say a valuable is having a lefty out of the bullpen. It's not necessarily your closer, but you can go to him in a pinch. And you want to know what he did every single time, Leroy?
Meatballs.
Meatballs on top of meatballs. And you want to know when the meatballs stopped? When they stopped having Reniel Pinto in the bullpen. My point being is,
What year is this for Liam Eichenberg?
5? You are who you are, matey. And get
I'm
him
telling
the
you.
hell off the Dolphins.
I'm telling you. The reason why he is here.
There's got to be some undrafted guy.
No, there's
from
not.
North
There's
Dakota.
not a whole bunch of guys that
There
can play.
has to be.
There's not.
That's better than this.
Listen, there's not a lot of guys that are in the NFL that play multiple positions on the offensive line. You may have 1 guy per team. That's how rare. So it's like a utility lineman, like a utility infielder, right? You don't want him to be an everyday starter, but you use him in a pinch. That's what Liam Eichenberg is.
No, I don't want him in a pinch. I don't want him in a pinch ever. No pinch. I don't want it as an option. No thanks. Dude. No. That's what you're saying right now is exactly what's going to put them in the same trap.
Somebody said he's a Swiss Army butter knife.
Give that guy a point. It's well said. There's no sharpness to those scissors, knife, or corkscrew.
I told you after the season why he would be here.
Silly. It's silly.
Okay.
It's silly.
Okay.
We're wasting our time.
No, you're not.
We're wasting our time.
You gotta
even have it there.
You gotta have cheap talent on your team.
He's not talent. He's not talent. He's bereft of talent. He falls on his face.
Hold up. What? You know what the hell? What?
Bereft? Is that how you use it?
-1.
You sure? I think it is.
I don't like the way that sounds.
I look it up, but I can't spell it.
Wait, what's the word?
Bereft of talent?
God.
Yeah. Bereft of talent means lacking or devoid of talent.
He's right.
Where'd you pull that one out of?
I don't know.
That's pure luck.
Pure luck.
I know words.
They mean words.
It's the same guy who couldn't say enjoy. Or spell it. Or spell it. Hey, Leroy, as a running back, would you run behind Liam Eichenberg? Be for real.
Be for real.
It's a great question.
Wait. Take Michigan.
How would you feel about it?
Where's Liam from? What's school? Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
Oh, he's definitely not running behind him.
How can I put this?
Just say no.
We had some
you had to have a
struggles on
sieve.
the offensive line before.
You were on a 3-win team. There had to be a sieve on that line.
Huh. I was young. I didn't know him. They were old. I'm like, wow. That was the only team I ever played on. We had 3 or 4 offensive linemen that were 34. How you think that went?
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great. Was that when Reggie was praying?
No, that was in Minnesota when we had a good offensive line. And he picked Big K up.
Oh, man.
R.I.P. Big K, right? He picked Big K up, who was like 6'4", 350, and tossed him aside like a candy wrapper.
Big K did not have it his way.
And he got back to the huddle, and all the offensive line, you see what you did? They blame me. I say, you gotta use your.
You hit your line with sass?
No, what am I supposed to say? It's not my fault you got tossed. It was, dude, there's a picture, and this is how incredible it was. There is a picture in Minnesota's building of Big K this high off the ground getting armbarred by, it was the most, we kept running it back on film. Just running it back. And every time they ran it back, another offensive lineman would stare at me. Told you not to cut Reggie.
Oh, my God. Amazing. Another thing that's amazing is the Cats. Tonight.
What we got?
Game 2.
I'm getting a little, it's an extra hour of waiting.
We got it. We're all right, baby.
I know.
We're going to talk about it with TNT's Brian Boucher. He's on the call tonight for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final, and he joins us next. We got ourselves game 2 tonight of the Eastern Conference Final. Florida Panthers taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. You, of course, can hear that game right here on 560 WQAM. 7:30. You got yourself a little Panthers preview. If you guys are watching it tonight, you'll be watching it. NHL on TNT tonight. Their coverage gets going at 7 o'clock, and one of their analysts joining us here, Brian Boucher, here on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, and visit them online at toyotaofhollywood.com. Brian, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Great to be with you guys.
So the interesting thing this last game, other than the Panthers putting on it, it seemed like Carolina got to a point. I think it was somewhere after Bob had the no stick save where they wanted to get a little physical with the goalie. Brian, as a former goalie yourself, what do you make of when that starts happening, where a team likes to get a little chippy with the guy between the pipes? So is that them trying to get into his head? Is that a tilt on trying to mess with him a little bit? Like when that starts happening from a team, what's going on there? What's the strategy?
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. I think they're recognizing that Bobrovsky's, locked in and trying to find a way to get under his skin any way you can. And, I think some goaltenders who probably don't have as much experience as Bob might get unraveled there in a situation like that and kind of get caught up into it. But, when you watch Bob play, I mean, he's so focused, so dialed in. He kind of gets away from that stuff. He knows not to get engaged. He's not going to get rattled by any of that stuff. The only thing that you got to be careful of is that you don't actually take a serious hit, right? That actually can injure you. But you're right. It did look like it was a concerted effort on Carolina's part to get there, to make sure they get a body on him and see if they can rattle his cage. But he was locked. He was locked in. I didn't see him being bothered by it whatsoever.
I'm curious of this because, Brian, you played with him as a rookie. Like, we got Bob as a vet. He's had a very incredible journey here with the ups and downs in his Flucker, and now he's on his way to legendary stats with everybody. But he's known for his crazy preparation. Like, did he always have that, like, coming into the league as a rookie? What was rookie Bob like?
Yeah, he did. Well, first of all, rookie Bob didn't speak a lick of English. So my communication with him was pretty limited, aside from hand gestures and whatnot. Yeah, this guy, I mean, he got to the rink extremely early. His preparation in the weight room, his pregame stretching routine, everything that he did was impeccable. I had not seen a goaltender work as hard as he had up to that point. And I played with a lot of guys, a lot of veteran guys that had long careers that I respected. And this kid came in undrafted in Philadelphia. I think I skated with him for like 10 minutes at the end of August with our goalie coach. We went out there and we did some drills. And I told my goalie coach in 5 minutes, I said, I'm in trouble. Like, this guy is that good. I could tell in 5 minutes that this guy was special. And there's no secret to his success. I mean, what he does is he just works. He prepares. He does not get bothered by outside noise. He insulates himself and he just worries about his process, which is a big reason why he's been successful.
Brian, I've watched the Panthers now for a while, and they've really turned it around when they became more physical. And we have these other teams trying to match their physicality, but it's not who they are. With teams that play against them, and I mean, even the team they're playing now, wouldn't they be better off just playing their game? Because when you try to be physical, you're actually, they play better because, now you're in our yard. Now you want to play our style of hockey. We do this every day. You're just a visitor.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. 100%. This is Carolina playing that type of game. It's not who they are. It's not their identity. Their identity is they play on their toes. They're fast. They fire pucks to the net. They retrieve it. They get it back. They throw it to the net. They get you spinning around. They get you out of your comfort zone. But it felt to me in game one that there were some guys on Carolina's roster that wanted to prove that they were tough guys, that they could go punch for punch with Florida's physicality. And I agree with you. I don't think it's a strength of Carolina's team. I don't think they should be focusing on that. And, listen, if Andrei Svechnikov wants to play that type of game, I respect it because he wants to play a man's game, I'm cool with that. But I don't know that that's necessarily his strength and what he should be focusing on. I think what he should be focusing on is, driving offense, possessing pucks, getting to the hard areas, and trying to provide offense. If he does that, that's what's going to make Carolina successful. If he's going out of his way to deliver hits, I think that just plays right into Florida's hands.
Especially when, the Panthers have sometimes struggled on the odd man rush, right? And Carolina hasn't used that speed at all to create as many of those opportunities as possible. They stay back and check each other, check the Panthers. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're not even using your advantage that you've had all year to see if it works.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that, if they want to get aggressive and be physical and allow Florida to use a rush game, it's another element that I think Florida has in their arsenal. They've got good players. They've got some skilled players that can make plays off the rush, but it's not necessarily who they are. But if Carolina is going to go out of their way to be physical, I think it can open up some of that game for Florida. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments that Carolina makes tonight. Like I think, and we'll talk to the coaches here soon. So I wish I was doing this afterwards, and I probably could give you more insight.
Mm-hmm.
If I was coaching Carolina, I would be. It's a fine line. Like we've got to be able to not be bullied around the ice, but at the same time, we can't go out of our way to engage in that type of in that type of play. And we've got to play to our strengths, which is play fast, get pucks behind their defense, possess it. Like I said, get it. When you get it to the point, get it to the net, retrievals, all that stuff, and then you get them having extended D zone time, the Panthers, and then perhaps they take penalties, and now you get on the power play. And now you're playing your game. So, but it'll be interesting to see if they're more passive tonight, or if they just go double down and say, you know what, no, we're gonna play Florida's game. I'm curious to see what the Hurricanes do.
Can you take us to the ice when the Gostisbehere hits Marchand with the shot? All hell kind of breaks loose there. What was your perspective of that going down on game one?
Yeah, I thought, I thought Marchand was late on that hit. He was trying to, listen, this is playoff hockey, and you do whatever you can to rattle your opponent. I think Marchand, it was borderline late. There was intent to hit a good player. You could say borderline dirty, and Gostisbehere saw it at the last minute, and Gostisbehere, he was doing his thing where he's trying to send a message to Marchand. I think it's great. These are the things in playoff hockey that you love to see. Marchand, a veteran that's been there, done it. He knows how in a long series, like, you plant that seed, and I feel like an instance like that, you can see how it rattled the Hurricanes, right? I mean,
right.
when you take a shot at somebody, that you've gotten underneath somebody's skin. And it's going to be important for the Hurricanes to control their emotions and not let a guy like Marchand do that to you, because if you do that, you get out of your game plan. And but it was pretty. I thought it was funny to see. I thought there's no doubt that Gostisbehere had intent to shoot it at him. And I don't mind that stuff. I think it's great.
What do you think about the influence Marchand's had with those the two young guys on his line, with Luostarinen and Lindell, especially because Lindell's younger? Because it was funny seeing the first power play get drawn, which Carolina was upset about because they thought they missed a hit on Lindell. And I thought it was funny because, I don't really see Lindell do that a lot. Everybody calls him Baby Barkey, but it seems like now he's starting to get some of the Marchand extracurriculars brought into his game.
Yeah, Marchand, I think, can drag you into the fight a little bit. I think that's a good thing, gets you engaged. And then you got a guy that, like I mentioned before, he's been there, done it. I mean, you feel that much more confident when you have a guy riding shotgun with you in that regard. But, from a hockey standpoint, what Marchand, I think, brings to that line, Luostarinen and Lindell, very conscientious defensive players. But with Marchand, I think he brings an element of thinking offense to those two guys that I think is really beneficial. And in order to get the trust of your coach, you always have to be responsible defensively. You have to be trustworthy in certain situations. And I think those guys, Lindell and Luostarinen, have already done that. And now this is the next step in their game where they play with a veteran guy in Marchand who's like, no, hey, when we get the puck, let's go. Let's try and generate. And now you got 3 lines that you have to worry about. That's a deep lineup. And so the pickup of Marchand at the deadline has been great. I mean, great for this Panthers team. And for Marchand, it was a bit of a slow start to the year. He had some off-season surgeries, I think, that slowed his training. But now you're starting to see the real Brad Marchand. And I think he's super motivated because he's playing with a group of players that are dialed in, that are professional. And it really is a nice marriage to see.
Talking to Brian Boucher, you guys can catch the NHL on TNT tonight, 7 o'clock. Their coverage gets going. Of course, puck drop is at 8 o'clock. You can also hear it here on WQM. A couple more before we get you out of here, Brian. Things are going pretty good for the Cats right now. Matthew Tkachuk making his way back to the playoffs was obviously a big feat for him coming back from that groin injury. Been a lot of debate. Like, does he look fully himself? What are your thoughts watching Matthew out there? He hasn't scored since the Lightning series, but still doing good things. Does he look all the way back to you?
No, I don't think he's 100%. I think I wouldn't be surprised, to hear that, in the off season, there's more maintenance to that injury that needs to take place. But he's a gutsy player, and he just gets himself prepared to a certain point to play a game that is effective. And that's the luxury you have when you have a team that is deep enough where you can shut a guy down so that he can get to this point. And, it almost felt like the Panthers just took the long range approach heading into trade deadline and into the playoffs, understanding where they were. Yeah. Everybody's talking about getting the division, getting home ice, not all that important to a veteran group like this. And I think for Tkachuk, he's gotten himself to a point where, maybe he's 80%, but his 80% is a hell of a lot better than some people's 95%, just because of the way that he plays and the intangibles that he brings. And, once he gets on the power play and you're in zone, I mean, listen, Matthew Tkachuk has never been the greatest fleet of foot skater that there is, but you get him on the power play, you get him in tight areas, he can protect the puck, he can make plays in tight spaces, and he just has that ability to get underneath people's skin like few can in the National Hockey League. I mean, he comes back to the bench, he always has something to say to the other side. It's quite funny to be down there and see some of the stuff that he does and how upset the others get when he's talking.
He may not be 100%, but I tell you what is 100%. His mouth. Holy smokes. He doesn't stop.
He does not stop. You're right. You're right about that.
Thanks for the time, Brian. We're looking forward to your coverage tonight, and I appreciate you giving us some time this morning.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, guys. Great talking to you.
There you go. Brian Boucher. You guys can catch him tonight on TNT. Of course, can also listen to that game right here, 560 WQAM.